for the title. ठिक्क टाइम भएछ है
Aurora Gaming versus Alter Ego. Let the world see the M7 World Championship Grand Final. It is our honor to welcome Indonesian national team goalkeeper Nadio Agawinata as he represents the coach of both teams, Master of the Basics and Dexter of Aurora Gaming Philippines, as well as Zephyr and Sticks of Alter Ego Esports alongside our head referee, Gary. We assure you that the M7 Grand Final will be conducted with the highest standards of professionalism and fairness. Now, ladies and gentlemen, both finalists are on the stage. Are you ready?
कत्रो हल्ला हो
And now, let the Grand Finals begin! Good luck to both our competitors up on the stage. Through blood, sweat, and tears, they are here to represent for one goal and one goal only. No matter what happens today, this storyline will be
आज
good.
चाहिँ बेस्ट अफ 7 हो है
Aurora trying to
Best of
escape
7.
the allegations that has been given to them. They were called chokers so many times, but this time they have another chance to prove it in the grandest of stages, the world of MLB. Again, thank you, our casters, for the introduction. Here it is again, Edward Dimankai, UA Light, as well as Domin Kai. These are names you heard so many times, but again, they haven't become the champions of the world just yet. We'll see this time, can they finally do it? Mr. Consistent looks like he's trying to change it all. 100% win rate on Yuzong, Arlen, Sora, a whopping win rate for an upper bracket run. And then you're looking at Demon Kai, who has really varied choices of his jumpers. 80% win rate when it comes to Fredrin, as he played it 6 times, but 100% win rate when it comes to the Baxia. And then you have your Akai that he picks up
35 डायमन्ड त हैन तीनटै चाहिँ क्लेम गरे है कति भयो टोटल 35 हुन्छ हो होला 35 भयो होला यो गेम अन गरेर हेर्नु पर्ला है
among the gold leaders at 68.5%. It's like a quarter, like 3/4 of the time, he will always be in the fight. And that's exactly what you want from the new and involved, improved Aurora Gaming PH.
यार लास्ट दिनमा मात्रै क्लेम गर्न पाइराख्यो अब
Competitors on the other side, these guys make me lose words. Professor X gets into you. They know how to get underneath your skin with Nino, Yasuke, Hijime, Alec, and Arfi. At this point, this is the Indonesians' hope. They are the Indonesian champions, man. The story that they bring. I gotta say, seeing Codell many times, saying over and over and over how proud he is of these boys. And now they're here in the grand finals, one step away from bringing glory back to Indonesia. There was a time when Nino was always down in the region, right? I was able to talk to some of the Indonesian players. Even Mirko said that there was a story where Nino was actually not even considered as one of the players and all, like not even just ex-players, as players in general in MPL. But here he is, the darling of MPL Indonesia, the darling of MLB right now. Everybody's performs so well. He's #1 when it comes to the KDA, when it comes to kills and GPM as the explainer. How about that?
This match गेस गर्ने छैन गेस गर्नेमा त मैले कसैलाई हालेको छैन 6 म्याचको हालेको छु त्यो कति म्याचसम्म होला भन्ने छ नि 6 म्याच हालेको छु है मैले
And look at that, the trophy stands in front of them. All 10 players, they're going to compete against their opponents, but the trophy is just there. It's close enough for you to reach. But again, for 5 these players in front of them, 5 more players are going to stop them, are going to crush their
पाउँदै पाएन लगइन नभएर ए गेममै आउने हो कोड पनि PLPS त्यही भने यार हिजो यार धोबी हान्दियो नि यार अल्टरभिगोले
#1 in this best of 7, man. I got to say, I want to see who has the more stamina, because Alter Ego yesterday, they showed they don't mind playing 8 games. If there's one thing that we've learned about the meta so far, you win the early game and it's just pure oppression from two high caliber teams. A single mistake could flip the entire table on its head. But if this is a best of 7, I'm expecting some dominating matches, not only from AE, but also Aurora.
It's interesting that you said that because my prediction for this particular series is that surely it will go long in a way that it will have like 6 or 7 games. But the games will be one-sided. And I'm only saying that because of the nature of the drafting right now. You saw how Alter Ego performed against SRG. And when they do nail that drafting, they make sure that they will win at the early stage of the game. And thus, you have 12 and 14-minute games. And I think that is expected within the two of these teams because I feel like their priority is to win in the early stages itself. So they want to win in the first 5 minutes. That's why they will draft for lineups that will win in the first 5 minutes. That's why I think snowballing, because of the drafting pattern of both teams, will happen so many times in the series.
And honestly, that's why I feel like we're going to be impressed here, because I agree with you. The draft will dictate that the game will end early, maybe 11, 12 minutes, but we've seen the tenacity of many different teams here in M7. They'll figure out a way to delay the game all the way to 27. In fact, we had the longest game in M7 here in M7. So honestly, I'm looking forward to see, like, yeah, this draft should not go all the way to 20, 30 minutes, but I think both these teams can make it possible.
I think this is going to be an absolutely disgusting game of rock, paper, scissors in the draft, right? We saw the way that Aurora took on AE in the drafting phase. Yes, technically, we've seen many teams, if there's nothing wrong, don't fix it. And yet Aurora makes slight permutations, slight alterations that keep AE on their toes in a best of 5 series. Grand final Cassis, man, go direct He's got nothing left to play. Last and I think that Aurora is going to force him back into that corner.
We can really see that there's a lot of focus on the drafting of both teams. We also have to look at the execution of the players themselves. Nino and the gang, they have been on fire yesterday. They have been a team that is inconsistent when it comes to closing up games. They will make some bad plays eventually, and that might cost them the game. But that's also very true for Aurora. I feel like though, in the grand finals, especially because it's a best of 7 series and everything is literally on the line, both teams might be more conservative on how they approach this game. That's why maybe let's not expect both Alter Egos and Aurora to make those kind of mistakes. I think they will be more safe. Might mean that because of that, but I think that it's just that the teams that we have today will be so careful the way they play a game.
Let me just say M7 is the time of Leo Moore, because during the Swiss stage, it only won 3 times and then lost for 6. But here in the knockout stage, only losing at 9 games but winning 13. The Freya unbeaten in a knockout stage, 12 wins and 6 losses. This is why I love every iteration of tournament. The meta always changes. And Freya as well.
मलाई त 6 गेम मात्र हुनु पर्यो त्यति हो त्यसमा गेस हानेको छु 6 गेम हुन्छ भनेर 4-2 हुनु पर्यो मैले सुरुमै भनेर एई एसआरजी भनेर त हिजो भएको मेरो ग्रान्ड फाइनल चाहिँ रे आम्मामा त्यस्तो बिटे तिम्रो टिम हो हिजो भनेपछि
through the jungle, through the gold lane. What a weird place we are in the world.
I think it's because the teams have tried to beat each other. Like, you know, it's like you bring them for example, let's say Freya and Leopard. And then teams will just try to kind of defeat that with by drafting. Maybe getting Esmeralda, for example, or maybe getting the Sora in the gold lane eventually to fight that Freya whatsoever. Then eventually people who will try to outplay that Sora will get the Esmeralda or something. It's like a cycle, you know, so there's like just an evolution of picks in specific parts of the drafting stages.
Something that you can see, man, here in MLBB, the front lines will always be amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, we're jumping into the first round of this grand finals, and it's going to be Flying Clouds with Aurora and Alter Ego in second. Look at Alter Ego already going for the grand depending on the box. Amazing ban. This does not scream Leo Moore first pick.
kind of does, but at the same time, we don't know where Aurora is going to put their priorities. At the same time,
Yeah.
they can open up with a Sora if they wanted to, if AE lets it
Yeah,
go. And at
what's
the same
your love?
time, as much as I love the Leomord, one of the few matchups that I think that Leomord is great at specifically is
Cam
when
किन्ने
he's up
पैसा
against the
पठाउनु
Yisha
पर्यो कि
shit. The
सबैजनाले
timing is just
अनि
so
क्याम किन्ने
awkward
पैसा
for the
भएपछि म
YSS.
हान्छु क्याम अन
Jushin is open for Aurora, although there is an alter ego can pick. I think that most
अनि
teams are
ग्रोक
just
हाने
so
छ है
comfortable picking up
बाक्सा
the
खाली
Jushin.
ग्रोक
And Aurora is not a team that will pass up on that. However, with the Leomord being open, like I said, it could be the opening here for Aurora. Now, that's the
Wait,
Jushin,
Chuksin
the
Liu.
alter ego. They're that kind of team that when
जुक्सिनले
this
गिद्दी
is
गर्छ यार
when they ban the bash,
फ्रेयाले
they know that
औरा
people get
कमायो
Uranus here.
आरसीले
I think Leomord
हिजो
and Uranus
बब्बाले
is the
बब्बाले खेले
opening
यार
for
फ्रेयर
alter ego because they
जी
know
गेम
that
खेल्न पाएको के
Lunox
त
or
त्यसले
any
आज
kind of shredder,
जी
including the
गेममै
Basha,
एमभीपी
will no longer be available to counter that
तिन
Uranus.
गेममै
With
एमभीपी
that in
हान्यो भने
mind,
हान्नु त
why
होइन
not go for
त्यसले
Esmeralda instead of the Uranus?
Well, they do have that kind of, they do have that variation.
जी
Sometimes they
गेम चाहिँ
couple the
फ्रेयाबाट
Uranus with
एमभीपी
the
हान्यो
Esmeralda, in fact. But it actually happened before.
Alright.
It's going instead, this is a different iteration of the pattern of Alter Ego. This is what makes Zephyr really amazing because even with this kind of pattern that you already laid down, there is always a variation to it. Now, Aurora, that's immediately a Harriet.
Wow, this is a really
Harriet
incredible read
Shrek?
coming in from AE side. Their
Feeling
own
Harriet
opener,
Shrek.
knowing that they're expecting some sort of traditional
The
marksman in the
previous
goal. You know what? Let's
glory.
force you to at least take the Purify. But that does leave, a lot to be said. Frederick, 100% win rate coming in from Demon Kai. Why would you let that through knowingly as AE locks in the Phobius?
Because they are prepared for it. They will pick up the Phobius to counteract
2-3,
the potential explainer coming out
2-3.
from Aurora because they will just ban out the
होइन
counters
एकदम
to
यो
Phobius.
बेस्ट अफ सेभेन
For
हो है यो
example, the
चाहिँ
Esmeralda,
यो
or
चाहिँ
maybe
फुल्ली
pick
बेस्ट
that
अफ
up. No,
सेभेन
they will not
है
pick it up. And also because they know that it is also an answer to
सेभेन
the
हो
hack potentially.
अँ
Phobius in the experience with the Kalea and then maybe a Marsa as their fourth pick. It makes
बेस्ट
it
अफ
so
सेभेन
that
त
their
4-2 हुन्छ जस्तो
first
लाग्यो
circle
तर
is
कसको
so
4
strong
हुन्छ
up
चाहिँ मलाई
against
पनि थाहा
Frederick.
छैन
Now let's talk about the upcoming
फोटो
mid-trio
होस्
because
मैले
I'm already seeing
गेसमा
Joe getting
जितोस्
banned out for the side of
त्यतिको
AE.
मलाई
The
त
fact that they also got rid of the Khalid in the very first phase does give me an idea that AE
Foul
want to
ban
fight
हान्यो,
for the mid lane
है।
somehow. They know that they could get Eve later down the line, but they've waited so long for it, allowing Aurora to potentially ban it.
Yeah, that's right.
Gentlemen, can I just say I'm very happy that we're opening up where both teams are kind of playing to their comfort, playing to their own play style because Aurora, I would say 100% win against SRG when they go for utility, jungle, and now Alter Ego. Even the first opening here, they're already showing the willingness to fight and picking up this Claude again. The pick that was
पनि
able
last
to beat
pick हान्यो है
Team Liquid
यिनीहरूले
Philippines.
Now, I'm actually not going to be surprised if the chip is going to be banned by Alter
लो
Ego.
ब्यान
There it is.
यताबाट चिप पनि ब्यान
It's such a
भएछ
good ban because I think you would think that maybe the Hylas is a better ban or maybe a Badang because of their composition. But Aurora have shown that they are willing to pick up the chip. And with Fredrin, with Jushin, and Harith, you can easily activate those heroes and chip will be a difficult matchup if ever they get through. So this is a smart ban.
It's taking away multiple different angles to actually engage in these fights. And personally, for me, I think it's a better option because Hylos and as well as Gata are very straightforward. They're kind of linear style of roamers in comparison to Chip and Cho.
Oh, they're forcing the Marsa.
गिटा मिस ब्यान हान्दियो यार इब्रो लुई ब्यान हान्दियो यताबाट
Honestly,
त
even Farsa is not bad. Having that Kalia can kind of give you quite a lot of tempo in early. In fact, you don't even have to rush it. Right? You can pick up your jungler, but if your jungler is going to be something that Zephyr really wants to surprise us again, if you just pick up your mid here, either Farsa or Lunox, works well because you have a Kalia.
Marsa is the safest option, obviously.
हर्षा उठायो
Now, Aurora will not pick up
यसमै
the usual anymore. I think I would just go for the Lapu Lapu because it
यसमै
just
त
makes sense,
नउठाउँदा
right?
त जङ्गल उठाउनु
Much
बाँकी छ
safer.
होइन
But you also have that option of the Esmeralda.
Oh wait, no, Arlet is still available.
That's,
Oh, yeah.
but up against the Phobius,
Yeah, but against Farsa and Claude, right?
I think it boils down to the question, Edward, do you want to win the lane? Can we trust you enough to hold out in the lane till we get to the mid game where we can actually utilize you in bigger team fights?
yeah, I think the Arlet, maybe the Uranus can also be picked up, but
Or
it would-
CC.
the Lapu Lapu is the best option here.
They need damage. They need that bridge for the turtle fights.
So that should be Lapu Lapu and
Yuzong is still open.
किल्लेला त ल एक्सपीमा
Hylas perhaps for
कसले
like
जित्ला त गाउँदा फर्स्ट गेम खै यार
Hylas or Gaton.
म त दुबै त्यस्तैहरू छ हिजो अब गेम हेर्दा अलरेडी डेन्जरै भएको छ है
now if you're
अब
Alter Ego, you're
अस्ति त अरोराले हराएकै हो हराउनु अस्ति त अरोराले नै हराएर लोअर ब्याकेटमा छार्दियो भने होइन अल्टरीले
Kai's good.
It's not bad.
Winning Veer
पिकहरू पनि
actually.
नभए पिक
But what if they
केलेला
go
त जङ्गलमा
Suyo? There's not much
RP ले
magic
Phoebus
damage
हान्ने नै भयो
from the other sources, but apparent, of course, in the early game.
ले RP कन्फ्युजन निनोले
But they do
हान्छ
have
नि
a lot of
Phoebus
CC,
त
which is why I'm a
लौडे
little
हान्ने भयो
concerned about
RP ले
this, right?
हैन
Does that mean that if we go for Suyo, we just have to omit, you know what, we're not going to go for the neutrals until Lords, we're looking to get advantages in lane.
Just win early, right? They pick
Nolan ले
up, they pick up the Nolan instead. So again, this is Alter Ego saying like, we got somewhere to be, guys. Let's end the game very, very fast. What do you feel about the draft for Aurora?
I think it's really even. There's a slight advantage for
फर्स्ट
Alter
गेम त
Ego.
मलाई त रोरा जस्तो लागिरहेछ
I don't know.
है
I think that it's a little more lopsided than that. I think that
केटाले
Aurora
के लाग्छ
definitely
फर्स्ट
is going to be
यस्तो
slower in the
पिक
early
हेर्दा
stages of the
रोराले
game. But if they keep it tight, I think mid-game it's pretty easy for them.
You know what? I'm very sorry to the stats on screen, but I legit don't care because at this point,
But
there's
Nino
something that you
Phoebus
can't calculate.
Lone
And
RP
that's
को
the
लोडे
player spirit here, using all their favorite
हिजो
heroes.
फाइनल गेममा नि
all
RP
using
ले
none of the
लोडे
draft
लिएको नि है
has
साँच्चै
finished up. This is
लोडे लिएर
game
0 देशमा
number
म्याच
one
हुरी
of
एमबीपी
this
हान्दिएको
grand finals. Gonna be flying clouds. So now we're gonna be throwing it over to our casters, Leo,
PHP के गोल्डन
Trex,
इसमें
and
भागो भयो
Mirko.
चाहिँ इजी ए
It's time to
हुन्छ
write the first chapter
Okay,
in the
okay.
revelation
So
that
serious
is
पनि
this grand final.
होला नि अहिले
Ladies and gentlemen, Aurora Gaming Philippines from the
निनो पो
upper
हो त फेरि
bracket. Alter Ego from the lower,
निनोको एक
doing
सिट
the
दाम्ने
not
लाग्यो यार मलाई
impossible. Now stand on the grand
त्यसको नि
stage.
सिसी खतरा छ यार तिम्रो जस्तै सिसी रहेछ त्यसको नि
All
अलि
right. Taking a look at this draft, we have a new pick, at least from last series and all of yesterday. We haven't seen Yazuke on
जुब्बैले
this Nolan
ब्लू
yet.
हान्दैछ है
And he's going to bring it up in game number 1. This is all about feeling each other out in a best of 7.
But we have seen a similar pick to this, the Suyo, something that wants to go fast and something that is very alter ego.
And they're going down memory lane. There was a time where Nolan was in the metagame alongside Suyo. So it's clear that Coach Zephyr, Professor X's needs and foresight are coming through. Quick peek at the emblems if you plan on playing Nolan in the metagame. There's not much really changing here. Oh, it's
निनो
starting
एक्सपी गोड
Just a little bit more
5
damage
from
over on
SS
you.
right
Alec
त्यो
Martin
तिमी जस्तै
possibly
खेल्न
getting
खोज्दो
this
रहेछ
straight
अलि
over to Hijime.
I mean, well done already. We're seeing the aggression in the mid, but still nobody goes down. Demon Kite on this spread run. I mean, Aurora Gaming, I feel like their draft, they just keep it so simple. They keep it very Aurora Gaming PH. And if they win with this, it's a very good start from them because they don't have to change too much up. It's their style.
It's getting full from a basic breakfast or like a little.
You know, the
glass-
room
a
चाहिँ
cup of
फर्स्टदेखि नै
coffee,
मिडमा
if you
बस्ने
will.
है
Alter Ego though, they're flexing how deep their hero pool goes.
तल पिल्नलाई है तल जाँदैछ लप्पु लप्पुलाई हान्न हलुवा नोलन फिबियस यार तल
The hero pool on this young man.
And this is what we were kind of teasing about in the pre-match,
हलुवा
right?
चाहिँ जम्प
We
हान्नलाई
talked
रेडी
about how
भइरहेछ
Alter Ego, they want to go fast, but
भएन
Aurora Gaming Philippines, they know how to play slow. They know how to slow the tempo down all the way to a point where Alter Ego makes mistakes. And already they're setting up. But look,
पेले क्या हो डेमन काइटलाई
dark wave coming in. Demon Kite
ल डेमन काइटले हान्दियो अब टटल गएन त हाइपरै हान्दियो हो
engage. You wait, Bob's in Crimson
Chuksin.
Team. Able to get a Lancer Fair.
Chuksin
Edward
ले
comes in
lost.
with the Rainbow Spider. It's going to be Nino in the back line as Edward.
कहाँ कोही फाइट हेर्ने भने
Damage might just go down here.
फिबियस
And Alec will take a few shots.
ओए निनोले खाइदियो धुक्सिनलाई यार
Now jumps again. Another jump forward, but now
Phoebus,
he's caught
Phoebus,
in
बसला
bad
त?
place. Has another problem.
फिबियस बसला त
He'll be able to go for the jump.
ओए फिबियस के हो पागल हो क्या ओए
Turret
ना
shot
तुरी
gets shanked by Demon Kite as Yasuke moves to the purple buff.
A speedy response from Alter Ego, just as speedy as their start was. Demon Kite with a clutch.
Lovely.
They didn't even use retreat.
Alter Ego start things off fast. They do win out in kills.
त टटल
It's
सुरु
still
भएको
the
छैन है
first
टटल
turtle on the map, though. Yasuke tries to take a different path. Not getting that purple means they didn't get too much out of that
अरे
trade.
टटलमा नि एक फाइट
Clickers were
पर्ने
used,
होला
and
अब
now we're jumping over Turtle 1.
Nino in the back going in for
What
Glorious.
do I-
Yasuke's going to be taken very low by
ल
Edward.
डेमन काइटले खायो है टटल
Stop. Glorious Pathway coming down as the turtle was
Yazuki
already secured
low
by
मा
Demon
छ?
Kite, but now it's going to be Nino all alone. Crimson Beacon and Lancer Flare picking him up.
फिबियस त्यहाँ हेर न फिबियस अझै उफ्रिरहेछ भने फिबियस ल फिबियस जाने भयो गयो लप्पु लप्पुले फिबियसले सेट
Alec has to get out of here.
कोही
with the
कलले
Stormy
किडन्याप
Slayer.
हान्दियो
Looking
अलेकलाई
for the escape.
Alec cannot escape. There
ए
was a
होइन
Lancer
नि
on
अलेक
him
चाहिँ
and a big
कला
horse.
भन्ने
A little too early for El Padre
Kita
to be
भइरहेको
pushing their limits. Again, this is a Phobius. You need some
Free to
modicum
भयो त?
of items built to be able to do that.
त्यो नि निनो त है पागल भनेमा
Out of these fights, as
खेल्ने
long as
यार
Yasuke stands tall, they have a chance in future neutral objectives. All the games that we saw last time, when they lost,
Purple man बिगाड्यो
Yasuke had a bad game, so it's huge to keep him on 1-0.
You're alluding to his game on the fanny, the clincher against SRG. I could have sworn, watching that too, we're going all the way. But here, I agree. Yasuke needs that same amount of patience. Sure, he hasn't got punished yet, hasn't died. But if you want to take it to Aurora Gaming, you have to play the slow game.
And this is the thing about a Nolan. You actually shouldn't be contesting a neutral objective early. Yes, if there are
Nino le yaar bubble हानिरहेछ
Nino
यार
can actually sow demon
Nino
kind
को
and take it.
lovely
Now,
sir
over
ओए
that
ग्याङ ब्याङ हान्दियो लप्पु लप्पुलाई किडन्याप हान्यो ओए लप्पु लप्पु डिडी एकैछिनमा सेटमा 2-3 सेकेन्ड पनि लागेन मा
Aurora Gaming glorious pathway.
Arfi just needs to go home.
अब यता आरपी को पालो आरपी भाग्ला त
The Blazing Duet.
आरपी ओए आरपी गयो लोडेलाई हान्दियो हिलसले
Again, it's Light who takes the kill.
1 for 1 है यहाँ
Could
चाहिँ
have gone better for Aurora, but macro-wise, the trade is good. It's an XP laner for a gold laner. Well, are my eyes damned? Is that an orange steal from Yasuke?
It seems no. Demon Kai has the orange ball.
Okay, so that's all the way from his own.
Yep.
All right, so still, the trade stands. That's what's holding Aurora Gaming's 500 gold lead. It's the trade for the Lapu Lapu.
किन लिड भने यार यो त ग्यापै छैन नि 500 त्यति त भइराख्छ यताबाट उता उताबाट सरिराख्छ नि त्यति गोल त टोटल है टोटल
Nino already took 2 deaths, so that makes Nino a little more helpful in these future fights.
Jump over on Alec from Edward. Big spider already used up, but Demon Kind is on the turtle, and Yazuke doesn't seem interested. Now it's Light.
खाइदियो रिची खाइदियो यार
But that's about it. It's free for Aurora. RP blazing duet up top.
ओए
That's an ult for an ult in the gold lane.
आरपीले पिल
So
राख्यो
far, Aurora Gaming have bridged their
हेरीले त लौडेलाई त हान्दा रहेछ त
we can be this. I'm holding my hands out about 6 inches apart. This aggressive against the alter ego.
ओए साकुरा साकुराले किन्ने भन्न बिर्सेन ल किन्ने भन्छ साकुराले चाहिँ
The lockdown now with Hijime going for the sun as well. Big bonk. Alec gonna be taking it now. Good time coming out of Nino.
Demon Kite गयो
on the other side.
फेरिनले खाइदियो किनुले है
Over
tower.
the beacon. Gets him to safety and now
कलुवाले त यार मार्दैछ त नि
So 2
हिलसलाई
down on the side of Aurora Gaming. A tower does go into the hands of Aurora Gaming, but Alter Ego are getting away with pushing this aggression in the early game.
Nino not letting the early stumbles take over. Once bitten, never shy. El Padre pushing forward. Dominkite finds Yasuke. But again, that's what you get. Mobility, you get burst. And ladies and gentlemen, look at this crowd just outside Tennis Indoor Sinai.
GG.
That's why we call MLBB a national sport. At this point, it might just be, dude. Everybody in Indonesia has finally come through.
All right, so taking a look at the items, Arfi only about 360 behind.
Wild crowd, the बाहिर बसेर हेर्नेहरु के
They are going to be very important in the first, second lords, those big fights that ultimately matter. Starlium Sight does lock in for Dominkite in the jungle. Even with the 2 deaths on Demon Kite, Yasuke isn't too far ahead.
And just to put this into context, being a tank jungler, you don't need that much farm. So that just spells how slow the farm is for Yasuke. He clears waves much faster than Demon Kite. So this is a slow start.
लेन चेन्ज हानेछ है ओए हेरिसलाई घेर्दैछ हेरिसले ग्याङम्याङ भेट्छ क्या हो हेरिसले ग्याङम्याङ भेट्यो भेट्यो हेरिसले ग्याङम्याङ
Onto RP turtle up top though is the response from Aurora.
I don't know how worth it is to trade your gold laner for the turtle. Saw that a mile away.
Yeah, that's a big win for Alter Ego. Plus, big chance of getting this tower on bot as Alter Ego blocks off Light and UA to try to get down to save it.
Trades all over. And so far, I think Alter Ego won the past couple. That puts Aurora Gaming in a weird position. The one lane that they for sure won, that gold lane, they just lost.
Yeah, but the thing is Aurora Gaming's okay with a 500 gold deficit, right? They're okay with a 1,000 gold deficit. The whole point of this strategy here is to buy time till around 9-10 minutes. Wait till a couple lords where they can beat you out in macro and in big grouped up team fights.
What you're saying is slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So getting there is an inevitability. It's up to Alter Ego to force Aurora to stumble. And that's why
Demon Kite kidnap हान्दियो तर उल्टै Demon Kite हान्दा छ है ओए चुक्सिनले फार्छ मार
Arfi into the backside with a blazing duel.
Wait, Demon Kite le Arfi lai ni mardio.
Coming in from Yasuki to take Domin Kai down
Yasuki
as Nino
Demon Kite
continues to
Nolan le
jump
hai
back
Arfi.
and forth. Inferno pursuit, but now it's Yue.
Nino
to
ko
lock
palo,
him
Nino
down.
curious.
He goes for one last one, but Edward
Curious
cuts him
boy.
down.
Ay caramba, El Padre falls, and Yasuke instead goes for the
Danger for it
purple.
there.
Demon Kite reciprocates.
3-4-1 here.
Trade
3 jana
for
हान्दियो
trade,
Alter Ego
purple
को
for purple, but
एकैचोटी.
for the first time, Aurora Gaming gets a huge win on that team fight. They turn it into a tower as well.
AE seems to have met their match. An unspeakable amount of aggression, unparalleled.
You know, short
target
tanky ni
acquisition,
tanky sa yo.
and with
Aurora ko
a
हैन.
two-bit lineup that breaks through your box. This is the unboxing strat that Wolf often talks about. Aurora Gaming, the way their lineup works is it's just ungodly amounts of crowd control that the backline just can't even come in. Hijume just popped like that.
Big Sky Piercer pickup there, and every time Light sees the feathered airstrike, he just starts running at him.
That's a straight line.
Straight line.
All right, so from here, taking a look at these gold
Tanky,
laners once again,
tanky,
still at about a standstill. 2 items for 2 items. I think the question is, you know, normally the Claude has been so much better in terms of things, but Domang on the Harith, he's his own breed at this point.
Yep. And that's the thing. When it comes to Arfi, he's
Succeeded
good on the
in Gideon,
marksman, but he's
they
not
saw.
great. He's great on the Freyas, on the fighters as well. And you can clearly see Arfi.
वो उता घाँसबाट आयो है केटाले लर्डमा अब डेन्जर फाइट पर्ने भयो है.
holding the turret of the Lord.
Dance has begun.
Nino र हिलोसको
Alter Ego
त्यहाँ
making their move.
भइरहेछ.
Steal from Alec.
You know, walking up at Edward.
Edward
doing the same thing.
उडेर गयो लपु लपु किड्न्याप हान्दियो.
Down, but now, look at the
लपु
damage on
लपु
Hijume. It's Edward!
ओए सिधै फार्साले नि च्याप दिएर लपले ओए लपु हान्दियो. लर्ड पनि खायो त्यहाँ.
Oh, jumping to the back line now.
Sakura
Trying to go
बच्यो,
in for
कलुवा
pursuit,
बच्यो,
but it's
यता
gonna be
निनो,
Domang going for the
TBS.
damage. Domang doing enough to take Nino down.
TBS लाई नै हान्दियो.
Alter Ego struggle in these situations
Nightbot
where they're
मेरो
not the
सब मेसेज
aggressors.
डिलिट
They're
हान्दैछ
not the
तर.
predators. They're not in control.
Stop spamming
Aurora
दिइरहेछ.
Gaming on the flick of
त्यो
a
नि
dime.
आगोहरू त सब डिलिट भइरहेछ
Heart of
त.
their lineup.
देख्न चाहिँ
If that
देखिरहेको
led
छु.
to this massive win.
Alter
ओए
Ego
सिल पनि फोडिदियो है मिडको.
down to inhibitors on the
लोड आयो
mid
लोड
side.
आयो. लोडा
Aurora
लोडा.
Gaming just punching a straight line
सब
with the
मेरै
Lord coming
सम्बन्ध
soon.
त्यही थाहा
And
भयो.
once you've seen a carry lapu lapu. But that is what
त डिलिट
Edward
हान्दैछ
is
त
right
यार.
now.
नाइटबोर्डले त सब हटाइरहेको रहेछ त.
Consistently
एउटै छैन त अब त.
Hijume compromising Arfi. The one combo you have. Tsunami slam into either of these carries should do it. That's what's making Yasuke's job so hard is how do I clean up? What do I clean up?
ल अब यहाँ अर्को है
I
त.
think the big thing for Alter Ego in past games, they're able to
हिलोसले
bounce up. Wait
सिधै
a
अल्टी
second.
हान्दियो है.
There we go. That's a big charge from the Lord at the mid lane. They
Yeah,
crack it open
yeah.
with no response from Alter Ego. Arfi.
ओए निनोलाई गिटी गरिरहेछ
That
त्यहाँ
damage on
छुट्टिनले.
landing on 3. But there's no damage currently. And Aurora have had enough. They crack open the base turret. And now it's back to the systematic Aurora.
They smelled something was fishy there. No vision on Yasuke. Where is
दाइको
he hiding
प्लेयर्सको
out? They
मेसेज
decide,
त्यही
all right,
भएर
we
नआएको
got
होला
what we came for.
दाइ.
That's a huge win already this early. Let's back off.
This is a moment.
नाइटबोर्डले यसरी त भन्नु
Josie
भन्छ
would
नि
say they
फेरि.
got their head on
स्टप
a swivel.
स्प्यामिङ
They
यताउति.
don't need to see Yasuke, but the fact that they don't see
तर
him
एउटा दुइटा साँच्ची केही
should be a
आउँदैन
signal.
नि हो नि हो नि
They know where
साथी.
he's around. They got
पिएसमा पनि त्यस्तै
sniffed him,
भइरहेको
and
थियो. पिएसमा
now
गर्दा
Yasuke
चाहिँ थाहा
commits
हुन्छ नि
grand
त.
theft purple, guilty of
पिएसमा त
one
त्यहाँ ठ्याक्क
charge.
माथि नोटिफिकेसन
Hijume
आउँछ.
forced to use the feathered airstrike just to clear
कमेन्ट आएको
mid.
थाहा हुन्छ.
Gaslight.
तर यहाँ आइरहेको हुँदैन हो नि
Just
कहिले
flush
काहीँ.
out the jungle. All right, spots and
एआईहरू पनि मान्छेभन्दा धेरै बाटो बन्छ यार.
Wings by wings out.
At this point, it's a mind game from Light, dude.
And at this point, they're farming each other's purples. I think that's like the third one to just go to opposite sides.
Cross jungling.
Cross jungling, exactly.
Light here. Gets that stun on Alec. Even Alec isn't
के
having the
मरद
greatest time.
छैन अरूको.
A majority of the targets that he can hit will either purify or would love to be in the center of Alter Ego's lineup.
नर्मल त्यही भन्यो है.
So, taking a look at these items one
Night
more time.
Bot like to
Yasuke's
be class
been
लिनुपर्ने
farming his
भएछ.
mind off, essentially. He's still ahead of Demon Kite, even with the gold deficit. His goal has been get your items up.
But him being ahead by 100 isn't where he wants to be. Again, tank items, ladies and gentlemen, are
के भइरहेछ त्यहाँ
significantly
आइटम
cheaper
पनि
than damage
खर्चको
items. So he
दुइटा
wants to be like
रहेछ
1,000,
नलङको तिनटा.
1,500 up. Because look, Demon Kite's
Previously
veteran
beat
already has
रहेछ.
Athena Shield, Anti-Cuirass, Brute Force
नयाँ
Breastplate.
आइटम
This is all
गइरहेको
he
हुन्छ नि
needs.
नो.
I would even go further, Leo. I feel
Keep
like
Dominion's
1,000
way
gold,
out.
you won't even cut
Dominion's-
it against a Fredrin on a Nolan. You need to be ahead by at least 2,000.
खर्च
A full
गइसकेछ
item, a full item.
यो
And that's
फर्दर
usually
कलिया.
how it is when we see the Yisun Shin against a Fredrin, Nolan against a Fredrin, the splash clearers.
And that's what Aurora Gaming is doing so well here in game number 1. Not only are they winning head-on initiations, but they're able to find resources, take away from
Tuxin
Yasuke.
giddi gare हेर नि ओइ ड्याममा छिर्दिरा त्यो हिलोस्रो को लपलप छिरे हो हैन हिलोस्रो फेडिङ छिरे रहेछ लपलप छिरिसकेको छ गयो निनोलाई फर्स्ट च्याप दियो यार सीबीएस गयो यी फर्स्ट नि
still in the jungle, gonna try to lock on.
ओए याजुकीलाई हान्दियो डोमिनकाइटले तिनीहरुको हाइपरै छैन अब लड इजी हान्ने त होला नि दुई जना एक स्पिड मुला हाइपरै छैन
Chunky boys next to them, making
Easy,
three.
oh, you
A
lord,
half
bro.
man, half horse.
And that's the way that Aurora Gaming is approaching every
Half
single
man,
one
half
of these
man,
fights.
Adi Mano
Everyone
Pandey
just
sir,
huddles around Demon Kite
Easy,
and Light.
ne.
Because if anyone
The
tries
first-
to catch Doming and if anyone tries to catch
He
Uwe,
gave me
the
Marat
taunt comes
Sainor
in.
ko aile.
The little bonk from Hylos comes in.
We've come full circle, ladies and gentlemen. The last time Edward was on this stage, in this arena, not a single game he won. And he's just moments away from correcting that historically.
4-1-6. Man has performed. Oh, wait a second. This is a classic alter ego
ये
move.
लडमा सिधाउला त
He gets a lure. They go to look for the pickup, but can they
पाँच
take
जना
Edward
झुक्सिङको
down?
अल्टी आयो ठ्याक्कै कललाई फर्स्टमा हान्यो यो लप्पु लप्पु
That's enough to get him out. And
ओए लप्पु लप्पु
now he goes back in with a helmet. Demon Meanwhile,
यता छुट्टै परेछ लप्पु लप्पु बस्ला कि नबस्ला यता यहाँ झुक्सिङ अल्टी हान्यो ओए लप्पु लप्पुले कललाई मारिदियो झुक्सिङ गयो यार एकैचोटि नोलाले झुक्सिङलाई मारिदिइहाल्यो डोमिन काइटले यहाँ हान्यो है हान्यो त्यसरी फार्सलाई
Works on the Lord.
TVS
now against four. He's
TVS रोक लौडे मात्रै छ लौडेले एट्याक लभली लाइटलाई हिल ओए निनै गयो यार हिलोस मार्नै लाग्यो यार
But one more wave.
लौडेले सिध्यो ल विनिङ मोमेन्ट अरोरा गेमिङ
Game 1. Surgical. And clean. Aurora knows which fights to take. And Alter Ego have met their match. Game 1 goes to the Northern Lights.
Hopefully at this point some lessons were learned from both sides, but mostly
He's saying,
from
"Oh, this is a
Alter
match,
Ego."
best of 7 or
If they're
10
gonna
is a-
ban the Fred, you might just have to start banning the Fredrin. You might have to respect the other team as well.
And you gotta feel for Arfi in that situation. He went Claude. He's like, all right, do I go Purify or Flicker? Why would I go Purify? The only guy that can cancel me is Demon Kite on Fredrin. And we got a Phobias, we have a Forza, we have ways to stop him from going in. But then Demon Kite just says, yeah, nah.
What a rude awakening for last night's multiple-time MVP winner, Arfi. This is one way to realize I'm not a great marksman. I'm pretty good, but not great. What else do Alter
लप्पु
Ego
लप्पु
have up
यार
their sleeves?
यसले कस्तो हान्दिएको अघि
One
उता
thing's for sure, they cannot give the Claude over to Domain.
त्यहाँ हामी कलियाले मारेर यता आएर यार अझै
At this point, definitely don't give it a Domang. Definitely.
रोराको सब ट्याङ्की ट्याङ्की थियो होइन लप्पु लप्पु थियो
What's
हिलोस
this
थियो
panel has to
फेडिङ
say
थियो यार
about it? An amazing first game, guys.
झुक्सिन त्यस्तै गिद्दी गर्ने
I would say it's a perfect way to open up the grand finals. And gentlemen, the thing that I've noticed now, after the first game of this grand finals, the whole story about M7 is your identity. The teams that figure out and stick to their identity will eventually win. And those that betray themselves will start to lose. Here, Aurora, again, bringing that utility jungler looks absolutely amazing. And so far, our
कत्रो लामो बाटो हिँड्नु पर्यो हो यिनीहरू त्यही भएर गेम सुरु हुन टाइम लागेको रहेछ यहाँदेखि आउनु पर्दो रहेछ अनि
But again, I kind of feel like at this point, either Alter Ego really needs to respect this strat coming in from Aurora and figure out a way to deal with it, or they just got to figure out their own identity and somehow give a fighter over to Arfi.
Well, I don't think they're moving too far away from their identity. I don't know if you'll agree with me, Wolf, but I think a lot of this game just boiled down to dividing and conquering in the early stages of the game. But I think Light, as the point guard, making clear decisions for the rest of the team. Hey, let's stop the feathered airstrike. I saw at the peripheral vision of my minimap, Yasuke moving over to that purple buff. We can defend it if we don't waste too much time.
I will never argue against that identity of Aurora because I think it is the identity of Aurora. They actually have been so masterful with it. Maybe the only reason why this is not looking good for Alter Ego or giving it up is not good for it's not going to be good for them for the entire series is because of the fact that they can make mistakes when up against this kind of composition. For Aurora, all they have to do is to play the game as it should be played. And that's exactly what they did. They punished the side of Alter Ego when Alter Ego tries to go for an over-aggressive play. Remember the play Alter Ego did, but they eventually got traded out. Kills after kills after
Mr. Alter
-1 every minute. it all
MVP
becomes,
ko
it
to.
all piles up, and then all of a sudden,
Only
you're no
light.
longer in control of the game.
And look at this, the MVP by Realme, our official gaming phone. 3, 1, and 10. It's light coming in from Aurora, Philippines. And again, absorbing a lot of damage. And as amazing as Claude is, I actually do like the introduction of the Chastised Pauldron into the tank items, because I feel like it is an item that took a while for a lot of players to warm up to. But now you can see quite a lot of players actually don't mind rushing this item. Even if you think the opponent is not like an attack speed hero, you would be surprised against opponents that even if they don't have attack speed, it does matter a lot.
Oh, it matters so much. That passive is disgusting, especially when you have like a slight lead in the earlier stages of the game. It feels like you're unkillable. Yeah. So a lot of these moments, as we see them actually fight, right, comes down to, does Hijime have his ult or not? Can Light actually look to cancel it out? Because as soon as Hijime loses that important ultimate, Yue can do whatever he wants, right? He doesn't need his ult to be relevant in these fights.
I would even go out of my way and say that the Chastised Pauldron was actually the reason why we have fighter.
यिनीहरूले ड्यामेज हान्न सकेन कि सब ट्याङ्की छ त्यहाँ हैन.
And in this scenario, you're looking at this Nolan as well as this Claude. The Claude will
अझै
definitely suffer.
हेडलेसको रिभाइटलाइज थियो.
Timing was just perfect.
झुक्सिनको अल्टी छ स्किल हल्का. तर फर्स्टमा यहाँ झुक्सिन च्याप दिइसकेको थियो याजुकीले.
This is a box type strategy that is really good at punishing those that it can unbox.
Domin
If you're looking at
Johnson
the
मात्र हो
composition
हामी.
of Alter Ego, they kind of want to go front to back with this Nolan, with this Phobies, then eventually with this Claude, but they can also go dive. I think that Alter Ego chose to continuously dive against Aurora,
यहाँ पनि ल हेरौँ
and the
ल.
result is
लोडेल
they
त्यत्रो
just
हानेर
kept
चाहिँ
getting
त्यही पनि
picked off.
हेरि
I think
त
their
नमर्यो अरे
formation
भने.
wasn't good enough for them to implement this kind of strategy because they are always diving into the box, the area or the zone of control of Aurora.
Yeah, and I love the fact that Light was able to be that focal point, right? Really the cornerstone to make sure that this box actually works. You're revealing one edge of it, but truly
Final हान्दा चाहिँ यार
you see
M7 को
every single angle.
त्यही
Most of
ड्यामेज
the
धेरै
time, it's going
दिनै
to be
सकेन
no.
नि यार.
The best way to
ट्याङ्की
summarize
भयो.
the way the game was basically played, it's checkers, right? We're not even getting into the chess side of it yet. It's consistent trades, and eventually Aurora is able to get 2s and 3s.
यता नि उनीहरूको निनो फोबियस पनि EXP पनि ट्याङ्क बिल्डै गयो ड्यामेज बिल्ड गएन.
Turning into heroes.
ड्यामेज बिल्ड गयो भने अलि हुन्थ्यो. हुन त फेरि सस्टेन हुँदैन ट्याङ्क बिल्ड गएन भने फेरि.
For example, if Phobius comes and jump into the Harriet and the Harriet doesn't have the ultimate, they immediately turn into that Phobius. When the Claude comes
Kalia
in,
पनि
they will drop
fitting
everything
time
that they
गाह्रो
have and they
गर्नु
will
त.
focus on that Claude. Aurora is so good at reacting to Alter Ego to the point where Alter Ego looks like they're creating those mistakes just because of how Aurora is instantly
निनो रहेछ सबसे धेरै मरे
I
यसमा
really like the
6
refinement coming in from Aurora because again, they know how they play. They just got to make sure that it's basically perfect.
छैन
And
भर्खर
if
एक गेम
something
सिधै
doesn't
हो
go wrong,
अझै
how
छ
do you react to it?
ढुक्क.
And I gotta say,
मलाई
most of
चाहिँ
the
6 गेममा
reactions
सिधो छ
is
त्यति
actually
हो.
from Edward. Edward made sure that no shenanigans is gonna be there. You guys come in, you gotta fight the Lapu.
Yeah, I mean oh man, there's so many times where as an EXP laner, pressing buttons is the right way to go, but he's holding onto that land trigger only for the right moments, only for when the movement abilities and dashes are out. That's when he goes for the big plays. That's when he goes for the flickers.
Yeah. Now you have to think, if you are heading to game number 2, if you're Alter Ego, do you deny or ban the Frederick? So as teams have tried to solve the problem against Alter Ego, which is the Freya and the Leomord, and the only way to go about it is to just ban the Freya, you're now Alter Ego. Do you now ban the Frederick?
I mean, like,
Think about the Harith.
I'm worried because of two things. Number one is that Frederick's not there, Leomar is going to be there, and Dimika has already shown he has a pretty mean Akai. Now, here's the thing. This is the World Championship, and our players need the best device just to make sure that everything happens smoothly. And for you guys at home, there's an extra edge for everyone. You guys get the Realme 15 Pro because, again, it has all the AI goodies, win rate predictions, analyze gold item, everything in real time, and it even have the consecutive skill function. So in case you're new to the hero, you can set your skills, and then with just one button, it can execute perfectly. Again, shout out to the Realme 15 Pro, the M7 official gaming phone, for making sure they gave the very best experience to our players. You play, we carry. This is the Realme 15 Pro, the M7 official gaming phone.
Beautiful design, nice and sleek, and it's got everything. Honestly, I like the size of it. Fits my hands really nicely. So I'm going to keep this in the meantime. Don't worry about it.
And now, Gideon, would you mind inviting V? Because V would like to see this grand finals. V has been here the entire time.
भिजा
Looking
चाहिन्छ
very
भने
cute.
भनौँ है गाइजहरू
Again, and thank you very much to V. Come on, let's check out this guy and see what V has to say to us.
B,
मेरो
you don't have to be shy. You don't have to be shy, but you can give it. Come on, be brave, be brave.
कस्तो ओभर एक्टिङ गरे
My name's V, you know. I'm from Visa, the brand that connects the whole world, like everywhere. Like. My job's dead simple. Help you pay fast, safe and proper, smart. Shopping, traveling, even them little day-to-day bits. With V, you're sorted. No
साँच्चीकै
stress,
बोल्न
it's
सक्ने
all
हिँड्न
that.
सक्ने भए
So
त यिनीहरूलाई
come on,
कुट्थ्यो होला
let's
यो
crack on
कति
with the
ओभर
cashless
एक्टिङ
life
गरे
that's
मैले
easier
भन्दै
and boss.
B, I didn't know you knew Scouts. You really are an international phenomenon.
Hey, I gotta say, V sounds like he can't get knocked out, man. Something about V, like you kind of don't want to mess with him. He can be your best friend in more ways than one. He's the real MVP. Like if someone messes with you, you're like, yo, V, you got my back, right?
Championship caliber.
Championship caliber. Shout out to Scouts as well.
Yeah, man.
Might as well, right?
If I ever get into a bar fight, I'm calling V over. He's one of my boys.
And here's the thing, if you guys want to fight, how about a 1v1, right? Because you guys can actually 1v1 with the Fairy Games app. You guys can create and host the 1v1. You guys can play in and get as much points as you can to eventually get you prizes like the M7GB rings, the MLBB diamonds, and of course, new MLBB skins. Make sure you guys download on the App Store as well as Google Play Store and register your MLBB ID to start playing. Now, gentlemen, shout out to all our sponsors. They're amazing friends. And you guys made this possible. And we do hope that this Grand Finals goes all the way because even though we've seen Zephyr for like what? A better part of 2 to 3 weeks now, we've seen that he likes to adjust. Now, I really want to see how he adjusts for this one because in that previous draft, Leo Mort was not touched at all. Not picked, not banned. I wonder if something will change around the jungle pick.
I think, I know, and now Wolf has already brought up a couple of good points about specifically having these utility junglers. I think it's less of a problem with the utility junglers, but the combination of it with this Zhu Xin. That's why we're not seeing the Leomord in this particular matchup, because, the amount of peel that they have with just these two heroes is kind of insane. And sprinkle a little bit more CC, and then it becomes impossible.
Well, you know what? I think it's fine because here's the thing, our players are playing on the secret lab chair, which make it so that they can play all 7 games here, giving amazing comfort with the ergonomic chairs trusted by the world's best MLB teams. Whether you're enjoying a casual game with friends or representing your org and a country on the M7 world stage, Secret Lab can elevate your game with tournament-grade ergonomic support. Again, the very same kind that powers the pros, the casters, analysts, everyone here in the MLBB Pro scene.
Get yours today, maybe tomorrow. Hey, I mean, you take your time with it because, again, if you want greatness, start with the Secret Lab. Wolf, I'm curious to know, because for this upcoming game, we've seen Aurora kind of like make these small adjustments every time they play in the upper bracket. Do you think they are going to be the ones who are going to stick to their guns or switch on over to just make sure AE is constantly on the edge?
The quick answer to that is they're going to stick with their guns until it loses. Until there is a draft that Alter Ego can come up with to counteract it. I think that is the reason. The reason why that is the case is because they want to get as much points as possible. To get to that point where if they're at, let's say at match point and they already are figured out afterwards, then they employ a new strategy that hopefully Alter Ego does not solve yet. So to answer your question, until it works, they will use it.
Hey, you know what they say, right? That's how cookie crumbles in beginning, right? That's so right. As long as it still works, just keep on using it. Like, I like that mentality because it's really on you. Because we got to remind ourselves, I would say even in a best of 5, the mental stamina is going to be tested, right? So I really feel like you got to pace yourself. You don't have to do anything unnecessary and burn out early. If you just, in a sense, just blow your load early, it makes it very difficult for you to draft later on because then like, okay, there's just no more surprises.
I don't know, that sounds a little premature. Considering that both of these teams are truly at the top of their game, it's really trying to get as close to the edge as possible without tipping over and losing your sense of self, right? Because once you have that clarity after you make those mistakes, I think that AE now coming into this draft might switch things up. First of all, I think it has to start with blue side, red side.
That's right.
Can I just say, I love your linguistic ability.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
Yep. You're really good at this. And we're talking about like the adjustments coming up from Alter Ego. They have to start with the blue side for sure. But now they also will have to think about their jungle choices. I think that the idea why they chose the Nolan makes sense in a vacuum because you need an assassin against the Jushin. You also need a hero that can outpace this Fredrin. However, the Fredrin plus the Jushin combination is such a strong combo in a way that you can only counter one and not both. If you counter the Fredrin part, then the Jushin part will just be free. And then when you try to counter the Jushin part, the Fredrin, as you saw in game number 1, will be free. So I think that the middle ground in that scenario is to go for fighters. That's why I really thought that Suyo would be a better choice in that previous draft. Maybe a Guinevere eventually. I think that also just have to really pick their battles, or maybe just make sure that they only have to solve one.
I would have to say something that I like about the draft coming in from Aurora or from Philippines in general is that they draft in a way where the margin of error is actually quite low. But now we have more surprises here in the MS7 World Championship. In fact, we're going to be throwing it over to the host to see, is there any more surprises for us?
Aurora Gaming Philippines takes the first blood in this best of 7 series. However, before we continue this action-packed series, we have some very exciting news to share with our MLBB fans.
We were pretty sure that everyone will love this, especially MLBB fans from Thailand. What exactly is it? Well, let's all watch this video.
भिडियो पो थाइल्यान्डको हेरौँ न त थाइल्यान्डको के देखाउँछ त
ในฐานะทีมที่ได้แชมป์ไทยเยอะที่สุดมันถึงเวลาแล้วที่เราต้องมุ่งสู่ขั้นต่อไปนั่นคือการเป็นแชมป์โลกของจริง
ถ้าตั้งใจคนไทยไม่แพ้ชาติใดในโลกพวกเราจะพิสูจน์ให้เห็นในเวทีระดับโลก อนาคตที่ยั่งยืนคือเป้าหมายของเรา ซึ่ง MLBB สามารถช่วยให้เราไปถึงเป้าหมายนั้นได้
ये रिना त PUBG मा चाहिँ थाहा थियो है
พวกเราได้พิสูจน์ตัวเองแล้ว พวกเราก็เป็นทีมแชมป์ในเกมโมบ้าบนมือถือได้เหมือนกัน และตอนนี้พวกเราก็อยากจะเผชิญหน้ากับความท้าทายใหม่ๆไปกับ MLBB ถ้าเพื่ออนาคตที่รออยู่ข้างหน้าต่อให้อุปสรรคจะถาโถมเข้ามาแบบไหนพวกเราก็ไม่หวั่นไหวจงกล้าในวันที่คนการที่เราआजको टिकटक लाइभ हेरेर 35 डायमन्ड पाए है मैले ที่ประเมินค่าไม่ได้อย่างที่รู้กันपाउने रहेछ यार त्यत्रो दिन हेरेन यार आज लास्ट दिन मात्र हेरेको रे भने ก็ยินดีรับมันไว้โอกาสจะมาถึงมือคุณआधी घण्टा हेरे पुग्ने रहेछ आधी घण्टा हेर्यो भने म 35 डायमन्ड पकडमाเอา15 डायमन्ड चाहिरहेको थियो यार एक स्पिन हान्नलाई
ไปสู่ระดับโลกได้อย่างแท้จริงการันตีด้วยยอดผู้เล่นกว่า
Thailand มันตอนนี้ทีมเลย
ในมากกว่า200ภูมิภาคและประเทศทั่วโลกแถมยังมียอดเข้าชมการแข่งขันอีสปอร์ตบนมือถือพร้อมกันมากที่สุดในโลกประจำปี 2025 ถึง 4,100,000 วิวและถูกเสนอชื่อเข้าชิงรางวัลในรายการ The eSport Award และ The Game Award ถึง 2 ปีซ้อนประเทศไทยพร้อมลุยแล้วร่วมประกาศศักดาของไทยให้ทั้งโลกได้เห็นกัน
बासे त गेम खेलेर बसिरहेको रहेछ भने मैले क्लेम गर्न गएको त माधुरी
And there you guys have it. A new regional tournament is officially here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mobile Legends Bang Bang Super League Thailand launches this year.
This league will feature 10 elite teams composed of 8 established Thai powerhouses and 2 teams from open qualifiers.
And Glenn, I actually heard that some of the MSL Thailand representatives are here in the arena with us watching the M7, and I cannot wait to see them in action. Also, guys, for your information, MSL Thailand directly connects the region to the global ecosystem, as their champions will have a slot in the MSL
Pioneer 35 diamond पाए मैले टिकटकमा लाइभ हेरेर
Thailand's legacy
lovely Sahil
that began with their victory at the first MLBB International
तर यार
Championship in
मेरो भाग्य
MSC
यस्तै हो कि
27.
मलाई लास्टमा मात्र थाहा
Yes,
हुन्छ
sir.
यार
Now don't forget to tune in to MSL Thailand as the Open
सिक्सहरू
qualifiers begin in March.
सिक्सहरू है
For now,
थाइल्यान्डको
let's
केटाहरू
continue
भर्खर
on
त्यस्तै
our
देखिरहेको
best
थियो
of
है
7
ल्याडी
series.
बोय
Let the world see us.
के हो ले त बोल्छ सुरु गर्नु गेम यार खेलाडीहरू बसिरहेछ त ल ल ल
Oh boy, really excited to have Thailand here with everybody else. And more importantly, Lafel, we witnessed it from the very beginning, right? All the way from MSC and now reintroducing this previous legacy region back to the modern age.
All right, just to confirm. All right, I can hear my voice. That's perfect. And yes, shout out to Thailand. Can we
1-1
go
अब
back there again for the wild cards? Well, hopefully
अल्टरलाई इगोमा लाग्यो भने
right now in this best of
हेरौँ
seven, we can
अब
see
फेरि
all 10
एकचोटि
players
पिक
are already
कस्तो
on
हुन्छ के
stage.
हुन्छ
Looking at the faces of Alter Ego, they look calm. They look
React
happy. So I'm
to-
really feeling like, okay, game one, we learned quite a few things. Now it's really all
निन्द्रा
about...
लागिरहेको छ यार त्यहाँ हिजो मैले हाई हाई
I
गरिरहेको
feel like honestly, when it comes to draft, I think it's honestly quite good. You know,
मलाई पनि
everything is
त्यस्तै
okay.
भइरहेछ
It's
यार
just
हाई
about
हाई
the
आइरहेछ यार
execution, and I
कोही
really
चिया
feel
बनाएर
like it's
ल्याइदिएन यार
just Aurora just being one step ahead because they've been using this since forever, right?
And they were so instant when it comes
क्या
to the
खाने हो
mixer.
केटा
When
हो
they saw that it was the Claude, they instantly go for the Frederick Harris. They didn't even waste any second to
कोड चाहिँ थाहा भएन मैले त सिधै त्यो मेसेजमा गएँ होइन साफिल अनि क्लेम हान्ने अनि आयो त
People say that the Esmeralda will be better against the Phobius and whatnot.
आइसक्यो मैले मेरोमा 35 आइसक्यो नि
That high loss,
डायमन्ड
but they still went for that because
टिकटक
they're not
लाइभमा
that concerned about their
डायमन्डहरू
opponent's
बाँडिरहेको छ है
strategy. They're more concerned about can they actually execute their box.
कसरी डायमन्ड क्लेम गर्ने भन्ने
Are so systematic with it when somebody jumps
चिया
in,
खाने आकाश बनाएर आउनु त यार बनाउन यार
each other out,
खाइदिनु
their box setups and Dominic Demon Kite, I mean, so reliable with the taunts.
He's really good at
अनि
it.
त्यहाँ अर्को 20 डायमन्ड कोडबाट कसरी हेलो पख है त अनि के टोटल कतिवटा हुन्छ मसँग डायमन्ड चाहिँ 55 डायमन्ड हुन्छ हो हेलो
We will see something a little different here in Broken Walls.
Nice transition there.
ब्रोकन वल्स परेछ है
Yeah, because we are in Broken Walls.
यसपालि अल्टर इगोले बक्सिया र फ्रेडी नै फर्स्टमा ब्यान हान्थ्यो उताबाट फ्यानी र हिल्दा ब्यान हान्थ्यो है रोराले फ्यानी फेरि याजुकीले डेन्जर चलाइदिन्छ यो अर्को डायमन्ड
Am I wrong though?
Yeah, I mean,
पख
I
है
don't
त
think,
म
I don't
हेर्छु है
think you're
त
wrong, but they definitely
They do step
मलाई
on.
50 डायमन्ड चाहिरहेको थियो कि त्यो 50 डायमन्डमा 10 स्पिन हुन्छ नि त टिएलपिएचको रिकलवाला के त म त रिकल म त त्यसमा युज हान्दिनँ झ्याममा लगाएर तर लक त यस्तै लागु जस्तो लक छ पर्नु त पर्दैन म स्योरै छु
Maybe somewhere along the lines of a Grok because it is actually
लक
available as
त
of now.
फेरि
At the same time, though, are
लकमा
they actually
एलको सट्टा
willing to
एफ
play
हाले
the
जस्तै हो
Jushin? We
ठ्याक्कै
do know that it is a very strong hero, but
खलिद भैया
we
ब्यान हान्यो
really
है
get
त
to see Alter Ego pick that up. However, I still feel like it's the best mage that we have right now in the meta game, just because it allows for you to be snowballing in the laning stage when you get the turtle so easily, and even in the latter portions because of the Sky
मोबाइल
Piercer,
बिग्रियो क्या हो
you can actually back up a punch, can actually impact team fights. Seems like there will be
आएको
a
छ नि
little bit
त
of a
कोड
change.
अहिले
I mean, like,
एकछिनमा
here's the
आउँछ
thing, Wolf. I don't know about you.
ए
but I love
सबै
this
एउटै
shit, man.
टाइममा आउँछ हो
Any reason to pick it up, I'll pick it up. Because Jushin is
तिम्रो
one of
आइडी
those
त यहाँ
heroes
खेलिरहेको रहेछ
that's
नि
really
फ्यानी भाइले खेलिरह
not
होला हो
selfish.
तिम्रो आइडी
Like, she will always help people out, and if
यहाँ
attention
ट्यापी
is
पनि
on
छ
her, she can protect
ट्यापी नै
herself.
अनलाइन छ यहाँ तिमी पनि अनलाइन आएको जस्तो लाग्यो हो मैले देखेको जस्तो लाग्यो तिमी पनि
Yes.
मितावाला
ridiculous how the design of it made her
फ्यान्डम भाइ पनि अनलाइन आइरहेछ त माया क्लेम हान्न आइरह हो क्या सबैजना यहाँ टिकटकको
This might be a mistake. I think that right
फ्यान्डम
now,
गुल्लुलाई
holding on to just
खै वाच पार्टीमा बोलाउनु पर्यो
alongside with the Jushin, there has to be some kind of leeway here. There needs to be some kind of give and take.
I gotta say, sometimes I feel like she's as tanky as a Grok. Which,
सबलाई
a big
सबलाई बोलाउनु
wall
पर्यो
of a castle,
Uh-huh.
and a girl that doesn't even wear shoes. Make it make sense.
Around,
Floating
the
around.
lantern with butterflies, you know. What I feel like, what makes
Yep, there you go. I agree. Yeah.
Jushin really strong is that,
You guys love Jushin too, right? Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Everyone loves Jushin.
of course, I lost my favorite thought. But yeah, Jushin is a hero that actually activates most of the junglers, even when they're assassin junglers. Obviously, Fredrin with the Jushin or any utility jungler with the Jushin is already pretty good. But if you play the assassin, just because of your mid lane prio, how strongly you can affect the mid lane when it comes to the laning stage, that makes Jushin really a big threat when it comes to. It's really a first pick worthy hero.
Honestly, it's very interesting where Muta tried to adjust her, thinking like, okay, now we'll see something. He was like, no, you kind of made it stronger.
Yep. It's really difficult to balance this hero, right? Because again, it has such a unique mechanic that outranges literally everybody at level 1, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know, with the only exception being Kimmy, but that's only when her passive is up, and you can zone her off the wave anyways.
Yeah, I kind of don't want Muta to just
So many nerfs the Jushin, but still.
The kid is always going to be relevant.
The kid is always so good.
Yeah. I think Joe and Claude, they're both like M series heroes, you know?
Yeah. No, here's the thing. I really have this theory. They are such heroes. No matter what, you can one-trick them. Like Cho is the best example. Even if you're if Tank Cho is bad, you go damage. Either is bad.
Joe is a type of hero where you can have a 10-month drought in a year, and then come the M series, it will still be a success. It will still be a priority pick. You know.
That's why he has a lot of skins.
It's so good. It's so. I would be too surprised if there was like a subreddit r /Way of the Dragon.
We have
talked about both of these heroes. The first okay, so how
Juxin फेरि छोडेको Juxin अब अल्टर इगोले लियो है तर
because there's the Grok. I think you also can take away Harriet.
Grok open
though that will be
Grok will लियो more धेरै रोराकोबाट
super duper interesting for Alter Ego because now we can see how they will now manage to counter the Leomord. Previously they went in for the Claude, then eventually the Suyo.
Yep.
However, because they already showed that before, Aurora might be prepared against that.
What if they went?
Okay, so
speaking of Cho, by the way,
Cho
most of the heroes we talk about is here.
Well, I was expecting the Cho. I wasn't so sure about the user. I was thinking more along the lines of Sora first to kind of keep things open, but this is a very direct way to play the comp.
I think the Farsa will be picked up here by Aurora, but then again, Harriet is available. I think just between those two heroes will be the third pick here for Aurora. I think the Farsa is a much better pickup though.
I mean, like, here's the thing. This is why I feel like Alter Ego, they're lying by being honest. Because again, look at that draft. They're like, okay, we kind of know where everything is going, but at the same time, you're like, wait, where is this going?
Yeah. Well, what we do know is that Aurora is going into that funnel direction. This Farsa and the Grok, a worthy adversary to Cho Jushin mid lane. I think that matchup is so even. I mean, of course, the first wave literally favors the Farsa and the Grok because of the wall. From then on, this mid lane battle is probably one of the strongest
I appreciate this duo, you know. Jushin and Farok are amazing.
Groxa.
I like that. I like that a lot better.
Farsa,
I kind of like Farok. Nah, but like Farok, you know, like imagine Farsa with the guitar and Grok with drums.
I like that.
That's a skin idea.
That's a skin idea.
Yeah, that's
rock out.
Make it happen.
That's the duo that's going to be rocking my world in just a little bit. Uranus ban for the side of AE. I think this is to be expected. Do they want to double down with an Esme on top of it, or do they want to diversify?
I think Esmeralda just is such a good ban because they will not have enough for that. They only have the Cho and the Jushin. There are few heroes that can actually survive this mid lane duo, and Esmeralda is definitely one of those heroes. It's a worthy ban. At the same time, there was a time where the Claw and the Farsa was used to counter the Yuzhong. Even someone like Sanford, who mains the Yuzhong, will not survive that kind of thing. So, Blue and Esmeralda might be choices here for Zephyr when it comes to the ban.
So right now for Aurora, they already banned out the Guinevere. What other jungler are they looking out for?
YouTube को कोडमा चाहिँ आउँछ भनेको यो युट्युबमा चाहिँ कोड आउँछ नि हामीले चाहिँ रिडिम कोडमा गएर हान्ने भने ओके
I think this is a fourth pick Harriet.
हेलो को को छ च्याटमा
And now if you're Zephyr, you're going to be thinking about do I ban Harriet or do I focus
जता नि आउन सक्छ रे
Edward hero. I believe that banning out Dominguez might be better because you can really never have
Edward.
Do you feel like Aurora will go Claude?
Oh man.
I think Aurora will go Harith.
कोड काट्ने हो त
I
यार
think most comfortable they go Harith. Worst comes to worst they go Granger, right?
Yes. It's not even. I wouldn't say. There you go.
Some
It's the
reading
Harith
code,
man.
right? Okay,
Well
okay.
done, Zephyr. But then you're left with Granger still for Aurora. Oh.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like Ranger used to have the clock, so it's like still good, you know?
Yeah, it's still good no matter what, but at the end of the day, you know that the Cho on the other side, you have to take the Purify, which does hurt the odds in lane when you end up fighting both of them all in, considering how often we see both teams kind of rotate to the opposite sides of the map.
Yeah. Looking like a. Oh, they still went Claude. Well done. But they steal it away though. That's interesting.
Yeah, because I kind of feel like the whole theme of M7 as well is just to make sure that you win lane.
Yeah.
And again, Claude has a favorable lane against most matchup. Now that the Freya is not there, even against a Granger, it's still going to be fine.
I really like it. Now, I think you're left with that.
Did they go Yisun Shin?
Yisun Shin against Farsa, Grop, and Leomord. That might be
very hard,
ego. And I think they will just go Suyo.
Uranus Rich Ben Anjo. Esmeralda Guinevere Ben Anjo.
It's going to cost them a little bit.
Suyo र Granger.
At the same time, the damage profile
यता
of
लोड लिएको छ
Siviri is a lot
Aurora ले
more manageable for the side of Aurora. Antiques come through and Dom Ices, it's going to be a tough game.
Now, include now.
कुन स्क्रिनमा आउँछ हाम्रो मोबाइलको यो गेमको स्क्रिनमा आउँछ कि यो
with this kind of composition,
युट्युबको
it's
लाइभमा
gonna really tear up Alter Ego apart. But then the safest option is the Lapu-Lapu. We can always just go back to that.
I think there is an opportunity to go above and beyond and play Arlet because there's a lot of enablers for the side of Aurora, and you need somebody who actually can force out not only Purifies, but shove Shushin back into the fight.
This is a bit off, but I kind of feel like I kind of hope there's no more skins for the glue, so that can be the pen ultimate skin that he has.
Aurora.
And now Aurora, they finish it up with the Sora. Again, a lot of crowd control. When you do need it, you can go for more damage. What do you think about the side lane matchups here, Wolf?
Pretty even, but nah, I think it's Aurora sided. Yeah, I would go for Aurora actually. after a few seconds of thinking, it's Aurora.
I think it really depends on who's going to get that first blood. If Nino wins out his lane, I think this is going to be a very interesting mid game.
I mean, like again, this is all about momentum. Whoever has, I would say, the good 5 minutes of the game can really start to control the tempo. So now, ladies and gentlemen, the drafts has been done. We're jumping into Broken Walls for game number 2 of this grand finals. Now we're gonna give it back to Leo, Trex, and Mirko.
Select adjustments coming in from these two teams going into game number 2. With alter egos, changes spell a different result, or will Aurora continue to push forth?
At this point, I mean, here's my big problem coming from Aurora. Coming from Aurora for AE. In my mind, I think it's something that we've gotten overlooked. It's going to be something that can jump into the back line, keep damage to Arfi, get onto Hijime, and can also be a nice, bulky frontliner for Aurora Gaming PH.
Is the best way to win a draft from the red side, using red 5 as well.
Yep. And it's really, really good by Aurora Gaming Philippines there. But I think for Ultra Vigo, they built a very, very good core foundation for those neutral objective takes. With the Suyo, it seems to be the answer against the Leomord right now. SRG played it, got a really good game against Ultra Vigo.
It's one of the few key wins on the hero that has
Also,
all different since last year's World Championships. Also, the reason why this is such a comfortable Suyo game for Yasuke is there's only really one painful source of magic damage, and that's Yue. And this lineup, I'd say, is built to hunt down Yue.
Why is it Sorako? Grok out there, sir?
Can kick him right out of the skies.
Why is it like Chapman? Why is it after Ranagoyo?
Is something that's going to be able to stop that. It's something that's going to be a big problem for Alter Ego. And last game, Yasuke also had a nice hunting hero, but he wasn't able to find the angles. So this time, a lot of it's going to come down to finally get to those heroes.
Turtle spawning in the lower corner of the map. You'll see that the Claude will try to push fast, clear it, get double waves, and then join the fight.
तर अहिलेको पिक त है पिक त राम्रो छ है अल्टर इगोको नि
Hold on, Demon gets completely
यस
zoned.
दुबईको हेरेर दुबईको पिक उस्तै उस्तै नै छ कसले खायो त टोटल अल्टर इगोले खायो है टोटल याजुके सुयो फार्सा उताबाट फार्सा गोल अल्टी ओए तर एडवार्ड बसल सोरा कति लोमा भागेको यार
Frederick, you were saying.
I was saying,
ठिक
the Suyo. It's so rarely
त्यही
picked
भएर
up that a lot of teams going up
हुँदैन
against it would just not be prepared for it. But it seems like for Aurora Gaming Philippines, they know how fast the Suyo can go, and that's why UN.
तर सोरा बचेको यार त्यति लो यात्रीमा है लभली
Can they stop it from its speed? We're already seeing a first turtle go into Alter Ego. This might not be a composition that Aurora Gaming wants to take the super slow route to. At some point, they do need to try to fight it out.
And I think that's dictated by their jungler. You kind of want to snowball, not as fast as you would like a true assassin, but with a little more. You kind of want to get the most out of that power spike you get when you have your war axe and then your brute force. From there, you kind of feel unstoppable. I know I did this morning. Trying to jump on the Edward. I think Nino knew that Yue was hiding in there.
Something was fishy about that.
Again, you don't see it. That means you see it.
चाउ पनि डुल्दै छ
Taking a look at the items
यता
right
डेमन
now.
काट लियो मोड उता चोर्दै छ है त्यो किरा
Hunter Strike or an impossible early Sky Piercer. He's going to go straight to Sky Piercer,
He's
right?
going to skip
Did
it.
that yesterday as well. He likes to go for that Sky Piercer.
नयाँ जीवन पायो छोराले ओए चुक्सिन चुक्सिन झनै पहिले उता चुक्सिनमा
Light with a flicker and also Hijume.
Both teams really just testing the waters right now. No big full commit engages, but seeing what the other team is going to do.
His limit testing, and now RP finds that early Sky Piercer. Now it's up to Alter Ego to ride that wave.
No red tree, and Yuzuki didn't even get it there, the green camp. So this is info for Demon Kai to utilize.
So last time that we saw RP go for this early Sky Piercer, there was a quick gank up to the gold lane. I mean, either after this turtle or maybe even give up the turtle and go for it. But it's all about trying to get RP these stacks as soon as possible.
Time's a ticket. We'll see if that kind of rotation will be the play for Alter Ego. But what is clear is they want this second turtle. Massive presence from El Familia here. Aurora Gaming want to contest.
Edward jumping in. Hijume no flicker. Going to be brought back into the better airstrike now. Hijume taking very long. Plays it. Back to
Edward. उताबाट गोराले टोटल सिकेर आन्यो र निनो वाइजेटलाई मार्दियो ओए
Gaming Philippines,
सोराले त यार याजुकीलाई पनि मार्दियो सुयोलाई 3-0
They were chill about Aurora's draft. It being very ult dependent and timing reliant. They found the perfect timing. They used every single ult that mattered to take down 3 members of AE and the second turtle too. That's one of the major problems I have with the Suyo. When the hero was big, this was still one of the major problems. Is there's too many dudes in there. And look at this major cut.
Oye, युजरमा पो सिक्न लाग्यो लियो मोड र सोराले ओए वाइजेटलाई मार्दियो टोटल पनि खाइदियो है 0-4
Alter Ego treatment right now.
On the way to Dragon now, they're going to give over a stack to RP.
मारे ग्ल्याजुअली किल खायो है आरपीले किल हान्दियो है
It's a good trade for the Northern Lights, an XP laner and a turret for a lone roamer. It's very rare that El Padre Nino gets told what to do. That's just not how it works. Even when they're losing, he's usually the one who wins the lane, who tries to gain back parts of the map. But here, that's a non-starter. Aurora Gaming are dictating the pace, and how unfortunate is it that it's in that same side of the map that the final turtle will spawn.
Another big problem, Yasuke already taking this death, right? And even when Suyo was meta, it wasn't a hero that you wanted to die this early on. It wasn't a hero that you wanted to lose turtles on. And now that that's happened in the current meta, I'm wondering how far back is Yasuke as of now?
We'll see in the items. We'll check in just a bit. The final turtle will be spawning on 50 seconds.
खाइदिएर आरपी ग्रेन्जरले हान्दिएर निनो वाइजेटले लियो मोडले मार्न सक्ला त मार ओए लौड्यो नि त्यो डेमन काइट र डोमिन काइटमा जहिले चुकिनु लभली यो यार रोराले त देखो दिछ त नि 5 लेभल पछि ग्रेन्जरको प्राइम स्किन आउँछ अति हान्दिरहेछ यार रोराले त तर अल्टरिगोले दुईटा टोटल सिक्यो है रोराले एउटा टोटल तर पनि 1000 को गोल ओइ स्वराले भित्र छिरेर हान्दियो झुक्सिनलाई फार्सले आरपीलाई ओए ग्रकले बाटो ब्लक गरेर पिट्दियो भने भक्कर मुक्का हान्थ्यो मुनि बाटो ब्लक हानेर
Escape right now from Aurora Gaming Philippines. Alex does jump. Oh, what a peel there. Tectonic charge. And the blazing new
लोडे रोराले कस्तो ओइ निनो पनि गयो ओइ निनो ल निनो भागिराथ्यो ग्रकले वाल लाएर तान्यो भने ल
Going out of a demon cat as his horse.
ग्रकले कस्तो गिटी गरे दुई जनालाई त्यसरी मार्दियो हो ग्रकले
Okay, look for the re-engage. Well, they're cancelled. Now the blades are
ग्रकले
back.
ग्रकको वाल
Coming down and they showed Alter
चले
Ego
पनि
from
चेट
the purple buff.
के हानेको यार रोराले त
That happened off screen that made the tail end of that sequence immaculate for Aurora Gaming PH. Demonka used the Phantom Steed just to get there.
Yep.
So again, the map awareness and communications on Aurora Gaming side is on another level. Yesterday, last night, back to back, two teams that are so good at fighting, so good at macro. SRQ and Liquid, they did not play this way.
Nope, they did not. And the mechanical awareness on top of that, Leo. Light cancelled out the dive from Nino, which would have been a sure kill.
म कसैको सपोर्ट होइन दाइ म त 6 म्याच होस् 6 म्याचमा सिद्धोस् बस म त कसैको सपोर्ट होइन म त भगवानको जय श्री राम
Out of this, but if it continues on this track, it's going to be tough for them.
So each with back feather airstrike. So
Look, Grok मार यार तुक्सिनलाई
and he can't handle it.
ग्रकले कस्तो गिटी गरे यार ग्रक पनि बिहान हान्नै रुपर हो रहेछ एकदमै गिटी गरे यार
That one game they won. And that
यस्तो
game
टुर्नामेन्टमा धरि यार
it seemed like they were going to equalize. They attacked the heart of Alter Ego's lineup. They attacked Ijume, denied
रोराले इजी लड्खाइहाल्यो नि यो त
him. But here, it's all the more evident. The Zushins short
गोल
of
डिफरेन्स पनि 3000 को भइसक्यो यार 3k को गोल डिफरेन्स छ है
this time, Lord for free going over to Aurora.
ग्रकले कस्तो गिटी गरे भने 2-3 हैन दाइ यो बेस्ट अफ 7 हो ओ याजुकीले चेप्दियो भने एडवर्ड सोराले याजुकीलाई हान्दियो है यो बेस्ट अफ 7 हो दाइ टन्न हुन्छ गेम
I think he could 1v1 just about anybody on Alter Ego.
4 गेम जित्नु पर्छ गेम नि यो गेम नि जी खान्छ त्यस्तै लाग्यो देखिरहेको छु रोराले यस्तो पिटेको अल्टर इगोलाई हिजो लक पनि हुन्थ्यो लक पनि म्याटर गर्छ है ओइ ग्रकले कस्तो मिठो सेट हालिदिएको त्यहाँ गयो फार्सले त्यहाँ निनोलाई खाइदियो ग्रकले फेरि रेन्जरलाई सुक्सिनले पनि हान्यो सुक्सिनले चाहिँ फेरि एडवर्डलाई खाइदियो सोरालाई
Plus huge amounts of
space
right
1 for 2
beneath the base.
No matter what team Light plays for, RSG, TNC, Warcaster Force, Bigitron, and now Aurora, he's the same high IQ player, finds that massive tech charge. Holy shield up top, Alter Ego looking to protect the real estate. Bottom lane is going to pop as well. 5k up Aurora Gaming.
You know what I was saying was, I feel like that first phase of drafting, the Jushin was not worth giving over the Grok and the Leomord.
You Grok यार Grok ब्यान्ड है हान्नु पर्ने थियो कि यिनीहरुले
You still get the Barza, anything. I think Alter Ego, not just in the gameplay, but also the draft, they are getting outmaneuvered right now, and there needs to be an answer soon.
Man, whether airstrike over on RF doesn't have flicker.
फार्सा फेरि अल्टी हान्ने पर्ने निनो गयो वाइजेट त छिर्दैन सेफ मात्र हालेर आयो निनोले निनोको अल्टी गयो है याजुकी हो त्यहाँ तल सुयो तल त्यहाँ पुस हान्नलाई बस्दैछ पुस त के भन्ने फर्किनै पर्ने भन्ने त्यो चाहिँ च्याप दिन्छ ग्रक सोरा फार्सा आउँदैछ
He's able to play the map a bit, and it's going to start the bleeding slightly, right? It's a small band-aid on
रोराले यस्तो पिटेको अल्टरलाई यार के हो भने के हुँदैछ भने टिएलपीएस मात्रै हो भने माथुरी टिएलपीएस ले हिजो पनि पिकहरुमा लास्ट झिस्केर पिक लियो के फर्स्ट गेममा टिग्रे लिएको रे के गरे पिक पनि अकाइ लिएको जितिसकेहरू नाटक गरेर अकाइ लिएर माथुरी
And what, 10 seconds later, be the same kind of threat. Alter Ego Esports.
414 यार Alter Ego 4 किल मात्रै
conditions. They're out here. is to get a pick off on Yue. That's a start.
Aurora Pinoyहरू
Alex got to make a big play, some sort of
Aurora
big
त्यही भनेर lovely हान्न छ Auroraले
Covering him time and time again. Nino can't even go in with a big black dragon and look for these big petrifies because
Lord यो Lord पनि इजी खाइदियो यार Auroraले
Way too aggressive. Edward didn't want to go for the flicker just yet for the airstrike without overall allowing as Yasuke gets pulled back but is able to blade surge out of there. And now it's Aurora knocking on Alter Ego's base.
Lord's gonna spawn in about 20 seconds. Hijume still unable to find his footing. He's miserable in a situation like this. He can't clear raid as effectively as Yue, and he's on the back foot. How does this national champion throw back to his days in Bali? 2022, the prime of his career. How do they close the 7,000 gold gap? Not inside the base, I'll tell you now. He's got to come from somewhere else.
Already a winner crown for Doming Kite at this point, which means he can be even more aggressive on this big advance. No, Demon Kite now starting off for the Rose Gold, making him be able to be even more aggressive. They are preparing for this attack like they're gonna try to end it here.
Lord माथिबाट आइरहेछ यार भिडमा फाइट पर्न लागिरहेछ माथि लड आइरहेछ तल क्रिप आइरहेछ बिचमा क्रिप आइरहेछ फार्साले अल्टी हान्दियो यार सबलाई भगाइदियो हिजुमे ओए झुक्सिनको लो आज मात्र हिल्छ है डोमिन काइट लोडेले दिएको टावर खाइदियो तलको बिस टावर माथि लडले पनि 20 टावर खाइदियो यार मिडको मात्र 20 टावर बाँकी छ अल्टरीको
For Rock,
डिफेन्स त भइरहेछ दाइ सुरा खान बिर्स्यो जस्तो छ अल्टरहरूले सुरा
And there's the far side. Phantom speed from Demon Kite. Turn in mid, about to go down.
Edward, way, maturi suara. Farsali चाउले च्याप दियो यही सिधाउला त यिनीहरूले यही विनिङ मोमेन्ट हो त विन्डर टाउन हानेर बसिरहेको छ सुरा यार त्यहाँ ओ तानी तानी सुरा एडवर्ड जाला त ल एडवर्ड 1-0 तर ग्रप 0 एचपी छ भने नि सुरा यार कस्तो बचेको हो फार्साले अल्टी यार ओए झुक्सिनको अल्टीले गरेर झुक्सिन बच्यो है बस्नु चाहिँ सुरा अझै आइरहेछ यार सुरा के हो पागल एकजना मात्र ग्रफ मात्र मर्यो भने यार तिनीहरुको त्यत्रो
still breathing. A 10th left on the base, refusing to go down.
Edward got some kind of plot armor.
Aurora pagal gela yaar.
M4 now in the same arena. Something's clicking.
At this point, I mean, I couldn't even see his health bar at that point.
Yeah.
And the shot residue was on him. There was no reason for him to be able to walk out of that alive right now. He's got the Jakarta energy right now. It's in favor.
You saw his soul almost leave his body, but his body pulled it right back. He's like, no, I ain't dying here. Not today.
He was burning. There was a little bit of a sting there from Hijume, but he refused to go down. The map is going to correct itself given the moment of melancholy for Alter Ego. They get to get out of their base for the first time in a while. They get to push out, but with all of their base turrets taken out, where do they find a play? I'll tell you now. It's got to come from Nino somewhere, somehow. He's the only real easy way in.
They got to go back to back. It can't just be Nino, because Nino, he can bait out the Purify, but then what, right? You need someone else to follow up on the Purify that's used.
I hate this. This is rough. Right now.
Yeah, Lord fight trouble. Lord had a danger पर्छ है.
It's now or never now. Light jokes in the back.
Nino dragon form मा गइरहेछ यता लडेले हान्दै छ है अल्टी. ओए फर्स्ट मा याजुकीले च्याप्दियो सुयो मर्यो यता आरपी ग्रान्जरले नि मार्दियो दुईजना डाउन. सुयो र ग्रान्जरले डाउन हान्दै यही अब सिधाइदिन्छ जस्तो चाउने लो छ हिजुमे पनि गयो झुक्सिन. सिध्यो. The winning moment. Aurora
go 2-0 in the grand finals.
2-0 hadio.
Blinded by the Northern Lights surgical precision and the seemingly plot armor that keeps the players alive. Alter Ego's signature aggression.
I know, like Alter Ego यार. तर Alter Ego गेमै थाहा भइसक्यो के. अरोराले अस्ति पनि हराएको हो Alter Egoलाई.
They are in control. Professor X has got to go back to the drawing board. He's got to think about something because the trades just aren't feeling right.
यो हिसाबले त जेरो हुन्छ डाइरेक्ट तर होइन अब अर्को त भन्नु सकिँदैन अब यो अरोरा झिस्केर पनि खेल्दैन सियरे है सक्दो 4-0 हानेर छिटो जितेर जम्मै सोचिरह होला
But it's all bad, that identity, it's all denied. That's the problem now. Aurora, they took those days when they were off, but it was completely different to the Edward of M4, the Blacklist of M4. Maybe when we look at the finals, again, as Oheb said,
त्यसपछि छुक्सिम गइहाल्यो त्यहाँ निनो त्यहाँ रिकल हानिरहेको थियो रिकल हान्दा हान्दै त्यहाँ फार्साले गिद्दी हान्दै जस्तो लाग्यो
A little food for thought. Maybe our panel can delve in deeper. Did Aurora pick up a little bit of liquid stampede in their gameplay going into the grand finals?
मेरो 20 डायमन्ड दिएन यार दाइ टिकटकले रे
Something that I can say, man.
कोड चाहिँ कहाँ हुन्छ
The light system, man. Like
कोड चाहिँ
both of them.
कोडै आएको छैन है
Line. You can't go through them. You can't go through light. You can't go through Edward.
ओके आकाश भ्याउँछ मस्ती अब च्यासे पनि बनाएर ल्याउँदा हुन्छ है गाइस च्यासे बनाएर सँगै बसेर च्यासे खाएर हेरौँ अब त अहिले छोटो ब्रेक हाम्रो
reactions to a lot of the moments, light, and as well as you mentioned before, Mr. Consistent absolutely won't let anything get past him. These engages have been ridiculous. The tectonic charges as well. But I think the biggest flaw that we saw throughout this game was the way that they were trying to bait out resources, specifically from
it's also evident that the first turtle is the priority for both of our teams. We mentioned before the actual series started that this might be a game where it only have like short games in it. Like it could be a 4-2 game, a 4-2 series. But the games will be short. It's so snowballing, and it's because of the draft. You can see that Aurora have been drafting to focus on their laning stage into the first turtle fight. And so far, with the first two games that we've seen, that has been successful in accomplishing that.
Yeah, take a bit what Mirko said is that Alter Ego, they want to play their identity, but it keeps getting banned out, right? So this is where really Alter Ego needs to start going in deep. And it's also good that Aurora, being on second pick, being on red side, they were able to get winning matchups, right? Get their mid trio first, and then see what's available. Pick up the Claude, and it eventually does pick up that Sora. And again, M7, the laning phase, man, is absolutely important. But for now, we're going to be looking at the MVP of the game. And it looks like it's Mr. Consistent. It's Edward on that Sora, man.
No doubt about it. I think everybody can see if it was not going to be Mr. Consistent, it was going to be like these are playing out of their minds here in the grand finals. Huge engagements. Abusing the passive coming in from Sora.
Casters asked the question.
त्यो मतलब मलाई त पर यसरी पनि नहारोस् न यार 400 मा त नहारोस् यार बेजतै हुन्छ यार इन्डोनेसियाको मान्छेले कति आश गरिरहेछ इन्डोनेसियामै भइरहेछ यो सब जना त्यहाँ हेरिरहेछ हैन त्यसरी चाहिँ नहारोस् फेरि गेम सिक्यो भने त्यहाँ जलाइदियो भने स्टेडियम बोर हुन्छ नि त त्यहाँ अघि एडवर्ड 0 HP मा बच्यो कि त त्यहाँ यार अति पागल
His engagements have been absolutely nasty. And this is one of the few times, right? So many people have been saying on the internet, hey, when is Edward? He may be Mr. Consistent, but if you give him just a little bit of love, a little bit of resources, he can carry this game, and you see it right here.
And tech charge. And by the way, in that last highlight of this game, you're gonna see the Sora of Edward. Two of the most important heroes for
लियो मोड बन्छ लियो मोड पछि दौडेर भच्की भच हान्दिन्छ लियो मोडले
an MVP-esque performance might be one of the best plays that we've seen all throughout the finals.
I gotta say, Gideon, like, as cool as jumpers and goal-winners are, man, these kind of games are the reason why I play Rome. These are the kind of games I play EXP because, dude, it's just so cool.
So much fun.
It feels good that the meta is also highlighting every different aspect of these roles. For us, at the very least, in our own individual roles, this is cool to watch. Aurora, with their 20-5 kill score, something needs to change. And I think that EE need to recognize that they can't just simply fight for the sake of fighting against Aurora. The response times are just too good.
Yeah. You can see that Aurora has good mastery of this kind of playstyle where they are good at utility junglers, and then they're also good at hybrid junglers. Like, well, technically, let's just say they're fighter junglers.
Yeah,
There's
fighters, yeah.
Lee Sin Shin, that's Leomord, as well as the Suyo. If it's Suyo eventually, I don't know if Rora will eventually play that hero, but that is like the hybrid. It's not an assassin, it's not a utility.
Yeah.
They're like,
It's not necessarily going to the back lines. It's really about accelerating your team.
Exactly.
And then when it really needs you, you go for those neutral objectives.
that's they can maybe say that Alpha is considered to be part of that, but it's not there. Before M7, only Lee Sin Shin can play that kind of role, the third type of jungler. But because of M7, because of the new fighter emblem, because of the new archetypes we have, the Chastise Waldron, maybe this is where we can see that heroes like that can be available. That's why we can expect this Leomord to be a hero that the two teams will actually, they will try to get it, they take it from each other.
Honestly, that's why I'm a little bit sad that
Dindaran,
it's only
yeah.
really Leomord that's viable as a fighter in the jungle. Like, yes, we got hybrids like the Eastern Shin, but not gonna lie, I kind of miss the days of Martis in the
Aurora
jungle.
त्यस्तो डेन्जर भने यार
right?
हुन त TL-लाई पनि
I might
हराएकै
even take
Aurora-ले
a
है
Bellman because that dunk into taking those objectives is pretty cool. I really hope, like, for the future tournaments, we see a little bit more variation when it comes to the fighters. I kind of feel like when it comes to the assassins as well as the tanks, we kind of have a staple already.
Where can we put Guinevere in that kind of category?
I'm okay to put Guinevere if it's like a damage kind of thing. Like, she can set, but I want to see a different type
final
of
जस्तो
Guinevere
हुनु
where she kind of go in.
पर्यो अल्टर
Yeah, she
भएन
can, like,
यार
in a way, like,
अल्टरहरु यार
assassinate, if you get what I mean.
I totally get what you mean, but
सिधै नन-स्टप 4 गेम जित्दिने हो कि अल्टर रिभले
what's really making her good is the fact that her kit allows her to kind of get in and out of the pit specifically. But if you miss your abilities, you miss your magic thumb, you're kind of dead in the water, right? That's the big issue with her. And none of her builds really accelerated other than tank.
Aulus is getting a revamp.
Oh, it really needs a revamp, dear.
No, here's the thing. I saw the revamp.
Is it cool?
It's very cool because you can tell what kind of skin he's gonna get.
Okay.
Like, if you see
TL
it, if you see it,
भएको कस्तो
you think
बबल
of
हुन्थ्यो त्यही
swordsman,
भने
you
TL
think of
भएको भए चाहिँ
demons,
बब्बल मजा आउँथ्यो नि हामीलाई
you
पनि
think
हेर्न
of slayers
साह्रै
or
आउँथ्यो नि
hunters as
यार
well. Just trust. If I show you the new ult,
Oh, a ninja.
अझ दुइटै फिलिपिन्स हुन्थ्यो त्यहाँ
if you see the ult,
इन्डोनेसियाहरू
you're like,
हुन्थ्यो नि त तर
okay, you know what? I
दुइटै
already know
फिलिपिन्सको
what's in.
टिमहरू फाइनलमा भयो भने फेरि गाह्रो पर्छ
No,
त
no.
Oh no.
Nice try.
हिजो तर हगेकै हो नि त एरपिएलले है
Kimetsu no Yaiba.
भ्याउँथ्यो नि के त अल्टर इगोलाई भ्याउँथ्यो नि है
Just
मैले
trust.
धेरै दिन जिस्केर सिस्केर खेलेर अल्टर इगोले दिमाग लगाएर मार्छ
Again, Alice is just one of those heroes that you're like, oh my goodness, I've
1-2 भइसकेको थियो
No. This one is gonna be early.
1-3 नबनाइकन फेरि 2-2 बनाएर 2-3 गरेर हार्दिएर
It's Benedetto.
तोरीहरू
No. It's kind of like
Suyo?
yeah, kind of like a Suyo, but it just keeps on going.
Ooh, boy.
So you can tell, like, okay, I kind of know what kind of
त्यही भने
skin
टिक त
this guy's gonna get.
फर्स्ट गेम पनि टिक रियल हो रे
We'll see when the time
अरू
does.
गेमको अकाई
This is like younger.
कलिया मैले त कलिया त झन्
Yeah, so
चित्तै
that's the
बुझ्दैन
revamp.
हो
So from old Alice now to his younger days.
The kids can't relate to old Alice. We gotta make him young now. It's the only answer.
Gen Z's running the business,
6,
so
7.
then I have to.
No.
Gen Z.
No. I'm not gonna
Gen
accept
Alpha.
that. That is Gen Alpha.
Yeah,
We talked about this in the podcast, bro.
yeah, we do. But you know, even
It's not.
most of our talents are 19. Like the year starts off 19, right?
I'm not going to dox him. I'm not going to dox him just yet because we still have a little bit to discuss here, specifically when it comes down to AE trying to figure out a way to break through this impenetrable wall. I think a couple of adjustments that could, well, it could be good, it could be bad, really just is dependent on how antsy you are. Because the early game, I don't think that AE had an awful, like a god-awful early game. I just think that a lot of their abilities were coming out kind of for free, right? The smoke and mirrors is really making them tear up.
I have a very immediate or maybe a band aid patch for this problem that AE is facing. If they eventually go back to the blue side, remember they banned the Karin as their ban? Maybe if they
चिया
just
लिएर आउनु पर्ला जस्तो छ है
it will be different.
चिया बोकेर आउनु
However, the
पर्ला
only
चिया
problem with that
खाँदै
is
हिँड्नु
that the
पर्यो
decision
यार
will definitely be banned by
चिसो
the
चिसो
side of
पनि छ
Aurora
अल्छी
if
अल्छी
the
पनि
Gravity
लाग्यो
ban. But I think that
अल्टर इगोले के
you're
गर्नु
right,
पर्यो
if
कि
that
अब
face the Khalid and the
यसरी त
Crocs,
हुँदैन
especially when
लिस्ट
you're
स्वाद आउनु
facing,
पर्यो गेममा
someone like who really
रोराले यार
masters
त स्नो
hero
पिटिरहेछ यार
down to the team.
And again, it's just one of those
कालो
heroes
भुजा कहाँ गयो कालो भुजा आउनु पर्यो यहाँ
even if
अल्डरीको
he's not having a good game.
अल्डरीको आयो पो यहाँ च्याटमा मजा आउँछ नि हैन सबिल
What have I been doing for the past 50 minutes, right? So one of the things that I do want to see is some kind of playmaker for Arfi, because so far Arfi has been doing quite well here in the M7, where first of all he controls his own lane, right? He doesn't need any kind of gank; he can deal with it himself. And then during a fight, you're not thinking about it, but then all of a sudden he's there and he's wrecking a shop. So I kind of feel like we gotta need something like Freya-esque, where he doesn't need help, and in fact he will help someone.
Well, I was thinking about this a lot. I was thinking about what would be the other replacement to the Freya in this lane. I would make an argument for Benedetta, but I don't think her base numbers coming into the mid game, especially once you're past level 8, is going to be enough to kind of keep it up. Because right, at the end of the day, your emblems are having
अल्डरीको जितेको छैन लुकिरा होला नि मैले मेसेज त गरेको छु कालो भुजालाई अहिले एकछिनमा आउ लागि
that actually they could have picked up. That Arthur, like that's also Freya-esque, the CC.
Yeah.
So far, 4-0 for Alter Ego Esports. Look at their stats that they have not lost with that hero. Definitely can be played in the gold lane. Usually we see it in Nino, but I think that it also fits the
आयो अल्डरीको फोटो हो रे ल ल ल ठ्याक्क
in a much more amplified manner.
यहाँ बस्नु पर्यो च्याटमा
How hard is it?
च्याटमा पो रमाइलो हुन्छ त केटार भयो
like
भने
fuming is like, oh my god, I trained for months to master Yuzong, and I go up against CC. There's like skill 1.
फोटो के छ त
Imagine playing in Uranus.
फोटो भयो त म नि खुसी नै हुन्छ
Imagine playing in
मैले
Uranus.
6 गेममा गेस हालेको छु
That some of
फोटो
those
नै हो
heroes
तर जोसुकै जितोस् भाइ मलाई डायमन्ड चाहियो हैन
right now we're going
मलाई
to throw it
पनि
over to the host, where I believe they're going to update us a bit about Magic Chess Go. So right now we're throwing it over to the stage to see what's up with that.
म्याजिक चेस गोगो के देखाउन लाग्यो अघि फाइनल भइरा थियो नि हैन
Thank you
म्याजिक
very
चेसको
much
नि
to our casters.
यिनीहरु
Before
जितेको
we
म्याजिक
continue
चेसमा
the quest of finding our new M7 champion, we have here with us the Magic Chess Go champions. A round of applause, our newly crowned champion.
Hello guys.
खोइ त्यो त के हो कस्तो तल तल हेरेको यार त्यो केटाले
Привет, как дела?
त्यो
Пожалуйста.
केटीको क्या हेर्दिरा त्यो
Всем привет. Меня зовут Флокси. Все хорошо. Настрой победный. Спасибо всем, кто поддерживал.
Hey guys, my nickname is Foxy. I'm doing pretty well. Feeling myself as a champ now. Thanks for everyone for your support.
Yes, now
Translator वगैरह हिँड्छ यार
congratulations on winning the
यसरी हिँड्ने हो नि
G01 World Championship. Tell us about it. How are you? How did you prepare for it?
Расскажи, пожалуйста, как ты готовился и какие трудности встретились на твоем пути?
Я готовился к турниру, участвуя на различных турнирах в своем регионе, играл в ранкед, пытался разбирать ошибки. А из трудностей у меня возникли трудности с перелетом, поэтому я не мог основательно подготовиться к турниру.
So basically, I was preparing by playing tournaments in my region in the ACA. I participated in many of them, just to train myself to analyze my gameplay and basically to prepare for MCG Go1. And from the challenges, I would like to mention that the fight here took me a lot of time.
Oh wow, and I'm pretty sure being a champion is not easy. You have to go through so much. Perhaps what is the biggest obstacle that you had to overcome to become a champion today?
Расскажи, пожалуйста, про самое большое препятствие на твоем пути сюда, как чемпион.
कुन देशको हो यिनीहरु
Самым большим препятствием, наверное, думаю, было основательно подготовиться и поймать...
पछाडि रातो कपाल देखिरहेछ गाइजहरुले
The hardest obstacle was to prepare as good as
पछाडि रातो कपाल हेर न
and
ब्याडी
basically to prepare for the games because it was a little bit exciting.
Yes, it was definitely exciting. And you know what? Coming from a grand finals yourself, coming from a championship yourself, currently we are having the grand finals of the M7 World Championship, where Alter Ego Esports is currently going up against Aurora Gaming Philippines. Floxy, who do you think will win tonight?
Как ты думаешь, кто победит, Alter Ego или Aurora PH?
अब
Мне кажется,
जोसुकै जितोस्
победит
मलाई त बाह्रै
Альтер
मतलब छैन मैले त जितेर
На самом
आइ नै
деле,
सकेँ
я их
म्याजिक
небольшой
टेस्टमा
фанат,
जितिसकेँ या गोल्ड
как
मेडल
эти
लाएर सबलाई
успехи.
देखाएर फ्लेक्स हानिनै रहेको
Вот
छु
поэтому
जोसुकै जितोस्
я
मान्छेहरू
надеюсь, что победит
जितोस्
Альтер Эго.
मलाई नि एउटा
So basically, I'm a big fan of Alter Ego, so I'm cheering up for them because Team Spirit is not here anymore. So Alter Ego is my choice.
Currently, Alter Ego is down 0-2. Do you have any message to Alter Ego, like any boost or any buff since you're just a newly crowned champion?
Хочешь ли ты передать Alter Ego какие-то слова поддержки?
Конечно,
बोलाउनु
игра не
बोलाउ यार
заканчивается
मुठ
на
मार
проигранных
मुठ
картах.
मार
Всегда есть
ब्याडी देखिरहेको छ नि केटाले रातो
шанс
कपाल त्यहाँ लेफ्ट
камбэкнуть.
साइडमा
Поэтому я верю в вас, Альтер Эго.
So basically, this game is the best of 7 series. So guys, keep it up. You're gonna win it. Alter Ego, let's go.
What a very positive message. And
अल्टर इगो लेस गरे कहाँ जानु लाग्यो यिनीहरू कहाँ लिएर जानु लाग्यो गेम खेल्न चाहिँ नलग्यो यार
the victory too.
Foxy,
डायमन्ड आयो केमा आयो कसरी आयो हेलो त्यो के हिजोको हो तिम्रो हिजोको वाला भन्ने होला होइन सफिल
Я
खै खै
хочу передать привет
कालु
всем,
भुजा बोलाउ
кто
बोलाउ
меня поддерживал.
पार्टनरले बोलाउ तिम्रो
Привет Еси,
यहाँ च्याटमा मान्छेहरू
Легиону,
चाहियो हल्ला चाहियो
всем стримерам,
सबैजना
ютуберам, родителям. Всем спасибо.
जानुपर्छ
Yeah, so big shout out
इन्डो सिन्डो
to everyone
फिलिपिन्स
for
थाइल्यान्ड
supporting
सबै
me, to
ठाउँमा
my region, ECA, to my parents, to all the streamers and
अघि
YouTubers
बाँकीको
who were
ओके
streaming
ओके
the
सफिल
NCGG Go 1 finals. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you very much, and once again, congratulations.
हल्ला बोल
That is from me and
इन्डोनेसिया
Glenn.
जानलाई
But
हल्ला
right
बोल
now, we are going to be throwing it over to the stage with
गाइजहरु एकैछिन है यहाँ सब साथीहरूले बोलाउन सबैजनाले यार साथीहरू बोलाउन च्याटमा हल्ला गरौँ न यार ओइ 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 उ उ उ
Thank you so much, Rose. Thank you so much, Glenn. It's
म झन्डै गएको यार म झन्डै च्यालिन गएको मिस हुन्थे अहिले
on stage. Yeah, hi guys, welcome. Hello.
सुरु
We're so
केटीएमबाट
excited.
के छ
So
त
nice to have them here on stage. I'm so glad that we are finally standing beside Nona.
खै नाच नाच गाना हुन्ला जस्तो है ओइ
With that
केटा हो
being said, do you mind introducing yourselves once more for the MLBB community that's watching right now? Hi everyone, we
Hi.
are Nona.
हाई
That's so cute. Could we ask them individually
अब
though, especially
यस्तो
for our global
एकैचोटि
audience
सतो
out
लान्छ
there?
क्या हो
Starting
अब
with you.
के हो
Hi everyone, I'm Nona Christie.
Hi Nona Christie.
कालो भुजाले कुन ल भन है त फर्स्टदेखि फोर्थसम्म
Hi Nona Esther.
लेफ्टदेखि
Hi
राइट
everyone, I'm Nona
1 2 3 4
Viola.
Hello Nona Viola.
Hi everyone, I'm Nona Shaz.
Hello Nona Shaz. Okay, so that's all four of them right now, but I
छजना
just
छ
want to
तर
talk to
भित्रको मात्र है
someone
चारजना माको
specific among you guys. So I'm looking at you, Christy. You're right beside me here. I have a couple questions for you because I heard that you've been playing Mobile Legends for a long time. Could you tell us how long you've been playing Mobile Legends?
Okay, I've been
मेरो त
playing
अलवेज
about 10
डिग्री
years.
दा और
10 years?
But it's
केटी
just for fun. Yeah. But yeah, maybe next season
मैले त यही 1 इयर
we might not gonna perform on stage.
Okay. They might want to play. Yeah. They want to compete on stage. They might be the ones.
No, we're as Nona. No.
As Nona. Okay. You might need one more, but we're excited to see
तर
that.
थर्डको
you've been
चाहिँ
playing
मन
for 10 years.
है
And what role do you usually play?
काम स्विच दाइ लाइन लाएर ओइ 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 के हो यस्तो
And my favorite character is Esmeralda.
साहिल साहिल के जोसमा आइदिरहेको एकचोटि
Okay. So, for all
थाहा
the
भयो त्यो
Esmeralda
बिग्रिँदा
mains
थाहा
out
भयो
there, you're not
मलाई
alone because
त्यही
it
त
looks
भने
like
त्यो
Christy
झाडु मलाई त
also
अह
plays that
त्यो
hero.
ओभर एक्टिङ देखेर
Now,
मलाई त मन
Nona,
पर्दैन
you're
यार
here
त्यो
up on stage here at M7, and we're in the grand finals right now. So we have two competitive teams
1
that
र
are
3
fighting for
पनि
that
लभली छ है
World
खास त्यो
Championship
चारजनामा
title. We have a team from the
ताली हो
Philippines, which is
ताली
Aurora
यस
Gaming
यस
from PH.
स्टेजमा होइन
And we
त्यहाँ
also have a team from
हेर्दै अडियन्स बसेर
Indonesia,
ताली
Alter
बजाउनु
Ego. Now,
पर्छ यस
do you
मेरो
mind
त्यो
sharing
मेरो
with us
हतियार हो
everyone
अरे
who you guys are supporting today? Okay, sure. Together?
तिमी यसमा तिम्रो हतियार भन्दै बस्छ त्यहाँ अर्कोले हतियार लगिदिन्छ
This is a competition indeed. We know that everyone works so hard. So we support both. Anyone who win this competition deserves it. But we watched the tournament last night and we saw
Alter
Ego
Ego
winning. So as fellow Indonesian, we were so proud.
Oh, Alter Ego has their vote. So do you have a message maybe that you want to share to Alter Ego?
चिया बनाउँछ भनेको यार यिनीहरूले कस्तो अड्काएको यार
For Alter Ego, good luck on this competition. We're so excited and we can't wait to watch the rest of the game.
Okay, they might have just needed that bit of a boost.
ओइ अब त अल्टर इगोले हान्ने भयो ओइ अल्टर इगोलाई पावर आयो है
As a group,
भित्र गएर सिजर हाल्छ
if you could share a bit of your,
किन जानुपर्छ क्या हो त्यहाँ पो रहेछ अन्य
that you have as Nona.
अस्ति ओनीको गेमहरुमा पनि याद गर्यो होला नि त्यहाँ
A single recently called Work. Yes. And yeah, Jakarta, LA, we brought a little piece of home when we were making the song in the States. And we're very excited to be performing in front of our Indonesian audience here in our home country. So, yes. Thank you for supporting us, really.
We love you.
We love you all.
Love you too.
Exciting. So are you going to be performing that song tonight as well?
Let's see.
Let's see.
All
right, and finally, we're wondering because you have so many fans in the building, and there's even a watch party outside anticipating perhaps a performance from you guys later on. So do you guys have a message that you want to share to all your fans out there?
We love you so much, Orchids. Thank you so much. We love you.
I feel like I
super dira sa tayar guys.
Into an orchid. I feel like an orchid too now. Yep. All right. Jadi untuk semuanya, untuk teman-teman,
Siapa nama dia na air sahil malai narle?
Ketiga, karena hari ini di Tenis Indoor Senayan akan ada special performance yang akan dibawakan oleh Nona. Jadi for every viewer out there,
त ओबेर गएर लिएर आउँछ यिनीहरूले पिक हाने बेलासम्म त म आइसक्छु है त गाइजहरु यिनीहरू जाओस् भनेको यार यिनीहरू नगएसम्म त म त यहीँ बस्छु नि म त
exclusive for you guys by Nona later on. That's right. And
किलोनार नाच्छ हो आज लभली है यिनीहरू नाच्नै पर्छ है गाइज
pleasure to be able and an honor exchange some questions with
भनिसके नि मैले
I think you could see our players right behind us already, Eterna. So thank you so much once again, and I believe it's time we now resume the grand finals here at the M7 World Championship.
कोड मिसलाई तल रिफ्लेक्सन हेर्नु न अरे कहाँको
Thank you very much.
कहाँ हेर्दा केटाहरू भी हेरेर बस्या हो कि डब्लु हेरेर बस्या
And hey, we'll see whether that's going to be enough for Alter Ego to get their mojo back.
I think they sprinkled a little bit of wisdom in there right now.
कोड सोड मिस नहोला यार कोडै आएको छैन आज
Depend on their mid trio so much. Maybe Hijime should be looking for another or maybe
म माथि बसेर हेरिराख्छु नि पखन म पनि हेरिराख्छु म दौडेर गएर आउँछु यार
But eventually,
यहाँ पिक्सी खानिरहेको केटाहरू यसो हल्ला गर्दै गर न च्याटमा
if Alter Ego eventually gets to the first pick, they will reconsider the Grok, or maybe just totally let go of the Jushin if the Grok is available.
रातो कट्टु लगाएको थियो 6th लिएर ओइ मा के कहाँ हेरेर केटाहरू खै एकचोटि म पनि हेर्नु पर्यो रिवाइन हानेर कहाँ छ रिफ्लेक्सन चाहिँ
On that Grok, and now the fans' prediction, and actually quite close here.
आकाशको आँखा त के हो मा गरी चिलको आँखा हो क्या होला
43%. Again, showing how their entire journey here has been quite close. But again, in terms of it does seem like Alter Ego might have shown too much of their hand, because it does seem like Aurora Philippines understand how to draft against them.
I don't know if it's a limiting factor for the side of Alter Ego or whether it's just the draft pattern that's
दौडेर गएर आइहाले मोबाइल अर्को मोबाइल हेरिराख्छु कोड आयो भने म त्यहीबाट हाल्छु
basics, because so far it feels like they've gotten away with murder for 2 games in a row. Coming in to this next one, I'm really hoping that they've got something else in store.
Look at that, man. That's so beautiful. If only we have at least one. Am I right?
Yep, at least one.
And one would be nice. I'm not asking for 5. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to jump into the draft here. We'll see what map it is. It looks like it's going to be a broken walls again.
Till my last breath.
Thank you very much, whoever said that. And yes, Alter Ego first pick here, batting out the Harif, as well as batting out the Valentina.
Totally different approach.
Hey, this is Coach Zephyr, man, Professor X.
Yep, they will first pick the Sora, I feel like. If not the Leomord, but I feel like, yeah, maybe the Sora. Because if you look back at the previous game, they prioritized the Yuzhong. Yuzhong and Zhou was their blue 2 and 3 picks. And the reason why they didn't pick up the Sora was probably because they are afraid of that sudden Valentina pickup. That's also the reason why they didn't do it in the lower stage. So maybe this Valentina signals the Sora pickup. However, Aurora, they're going to be very happy about the trade because now, if the Sora gets picked up by AE, that is Grok and Shin that they will get. So, I think all things considered, Grok is the best first pick.
Yes, Grok is the best first pick. We're expecting Jushin to get picked up for the side of Aurora +1. I think this might just be another Fredrin game coming in if they want to be very honest here, or they could just wait a little bit later.
Yeah, maybe Fredrin and Jushin, the first two picks.
I mean, Leomord is still open, so I don't know. In terms of junglers, there's still quite a few.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see them delaying it a little bit. But yeah, I feel like Jushin you gotta take because Rockshin is pretty strong.
So it's the Granger and the Jushin instead. And that's showing their hand yet when it comes to their Demon Kite jungle choices. If you're Alter Ego, you will rethink your Leomord. It is still pretty good though. Leomord, obviously...
I think you gotta trust.
Just trust the process. You have the Grok anyways. You're fine in the mid lane. Maybe just get a Farsa so that you have that Grok Farsa for you.
I kind of want it simple, just like Eve Leo. Yeah. Oh, but the CC instead.
That's the CC that we're talking about earlier. Reef's game. But now, if you're Aurora, you will now rethink your Fredrin just because of both the Eve as well as the CC. So they might just change this up. There still is the Yusen Shin though. That's the scariest part of being in the second phase, where in your jungle choice, if you want to do it red 3, you can easily adjust it. I would favor Yusen Shin here for Aurora, as it is a good hero with the Granger, and at the same time, you're not that scared of the CC at all.
Unless you accidentally get, curtain call together, and then that's a bit of a mistake on their positioning parts, but generally speaking, yeah, there's a lot of deterrence coming from both sides. We're not seeing as many steals as we did in game number 1 and 2. We were expecting the setup for the eventual Sora coming in from AE, but now Aurora has decided, you know what, we have plenty of options in the jungle. Let's pick up the Tro right now, and we've almost locked down the mid lane.
Are we just gonna see both teams just choking out that jungle pool? But if they do that, Aurora definitely has the advantage here.
For sure. Especially because they have the red 4 priority. I don't think that it's smart for Alter Ego to oblige when it comes to limiting your jungler options. They might be better off just taking out the XP lane choices, like maybe a Yu Zhong, which is still available. Even the Sora at this point. They do have the CC though, which is okay against the Sora. Generally speaking, they have the superior XP lane choice. I guess maybe Arlen might be their last option as a ban.
Well, right now we got to talk about the relationships between the heroes here. Eve as well as Grok. The rock manipulation here, going up against the current heroes of Aurora. Do you feel like this is already a pretty good mid duo to deal with them?
I think it depends, right? Because at level 1, there is the possibility that somehow Light is able to get a full combination on top of Hijime, and that ends the laning phase almost straight away if the regeneration gets cancelled out later down the line by Yue as they fight in lane. But that's besides the point. I feel like as we are looking at the EXP, Sora is getting banned out. We're completely avoiding the junglers. Yeah, Esme is something they need to consider, but then things like something that's super safe is Lapu Lapu for the side of Aurora just to get on top of the Eve.
Arlen should be the ban also from Alter Ego, but I think the safest for Alter Ego is the Lapu Lapu, because it can just achieve so much. They ban the Esmeralda, indeed. But that will mean that Aurora can also benefit from that ban. They can pick up the Lapu Lapu themselves in red 4, and that will open up a lot of stuff for Dominkite. They can even go for the Joy if in that scenario, especially if Alter Ego will commit to another fighter, and of course a weak jungler, not a fast farming jungler. So I think the Lapu Lapu just fits the bill for Aurora.
The reason why I feel like the Esme is a pretty good ban here, because looking at all the bans that Alter Ego has done, it's kind of protecting Hijime here. So I kind of feel like they talk behind the scenes. They're like, okay, you know what? Hijume's got to carry just a little bit, but that might mean that Arfi is going to carry the late game. Yusachin is still open if they want to go for double fighters. And let's see here, Leomord is open as well in case if they just want to go for comfort.
I feel like they sort of have to take it at this point, right? Because once you take that Leomord, at least then you have a little bit of threat around these neutral objectives, and you're, pulling eyes towards yourself to allow everybody else to kind of play around it.
I think the best option here for Alter Ego is to get the Alice, because there's not much killing potential for Rondo Burst. They go for Alice as their XP lane, and then go for maybe a Leomord again. They pick up the Lapu Lapu
for Denial?
Denial. I think this is for Denial, but that also opens up Alice for Aurora, but Arlen, I think they're just gonna go Arlen. This is why I felt like the Arlen should have made the ban for Alter Ego instead of the Esmeralda.
I agree, but I think at the end of the day, right, the Esmeralda I think that AE wanted to kind of be a little bit more flexible with the CC. So honestly, good on the backstab from Aurora to say, you know what, let's take Fredrin first, wait for the full reveal, and now we have the options of actually going into the Arlet if we wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, like, going up against Aurora, I would say going up against any team here in M7 is kind of like, just pick your poison. Because you know it's going to come, but at the same time, sometimes you just got to take it.
Maybe Alice is a better option, but the Arlet's top one, Alice may be the second choice. There is a world where they pick up Terizda because there's a lot of physical damage here from Alter Ego.
That works too.
Yep. But the Arlet indeed is still going to be the pick. Honestly, looking really good for Aurora. Very standard draft, but I think Alter Ego's draft is much better, has a better chance. This game compared to number one.
के पिक ब्यान भयो यार ठ्याक्कै सिधै छ त यार यो ड्राफ्ट लिस्ट के नभने जिजी हान्दै हुन्छ अरे फेरि ग्रक हान्यो यता चाहिँ अब चाहिँ अल्डर इगोले ग्रक हानेको छ ग्रक सिसी अनेको लपु लपु यो मोड
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
hello.
has to win this one because if not,
Aurora will
get match point. And we all know how high that pressure is going up against opponents strong as Aurora when they have match point. So now we're going to throw it over to the casters, Leo, Trex, as well as Mirko. It's your time to shine.
Till the enemy reaches the battlefield.
Gideon Q pointed out a very pertinent trait that this line of Aurora could show up here in number 3, the death ball.
मैले यताको मात्र पिक हेरे है खै त यार च्याटमा खै गाइजहरु कता गयो
MSC in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, Alter Ego is still yet to score a single point in this grand finals matchup.
It's a comfortable formation for Aurora, but I have to say as well
Zuxin यता लिएछन् त फेरि
finally kind of go back to an identity.
Zuxin, Fredrin, Arlot, Zhao, Granger यता लपु लियो मोडी ग्रक सिसी
RWM if they can make the catches. If there's a game that
hello
they have a good chance of winning.
Hello, Nissan.
Draft here. So is it safe to say if they don't win this one, we're seeing a 4-0?
Hello, Nissan bhai.
I don't want to speak in absolutes, but the fact that RP is on a fighter and all throughout the series, game 1 and game 2, if you've watched it, you know that they forced the same kind of violence onto Aurora Gaming, and the Northern Lights just keep saying no. Then
Fanny भाइले नाम चेन्ज भनेर राखेको क्या हो
in the lane matchup, Nino here spots light.
Oh, yes.
versus the Granger.
त्यही त भने म त को भइरहेको छु निशान जिल्लामा अरे फेरि मोडरेटर पनि छ भनेर भइरहेको छु ठिक कुनलाई सपोर्ट आज
Which is going to be important, especially when it comes down to first.
Hey, Kalu Bhuja कहाँ गयो? Hello, Kalu Bhuja कहाँ छ?
Against these marksmen with a fighter in his hand.
Yeah, he knows the matchup.
Wait, Granzale shift सक्यो.
Filming, it's fine too. I think RP right now.
क्या काम है तो केटा हो?
It's interesting that he's actually.
क्या सबले एक चुस्की राउन्ड हानेर खानु पर्ला नि गेम खेलेर. ओइ ग्रान्जले मार्छ क्या?
He should be shoving now. He shouldn't be trading. And earlier, he should be trading freezing the waves.
And then he can just run down, forcing a flicker out of Hijuma here.
Uh-oh, no flicker. It's going to be on him. The taunt as well. Light able to get
the Hijuma यार.
Edward earlier. That's Yasuke trying to get in. Demon Kai walks.
Total पनि खाइदियो.
Where it's early.
मार ओ लियो मलाई नि मार दियो.
Demon Kai just snatches away the turtle from him. Early red.
खै दाइ सपोर्ट त त्यस्तो हो दाइको लागि आको त जुन टिम लिन्छ त्यसकै अगेन्स्ट है फेरि रे त्यस्तो हो
Oh, light!
Wait. Nino गयो ओ लपुले चौले त मार्यो तर झुक्सिनले हेर न गिदी गरे झुक्सिनले तानेर यार
The damage on that slam.
मैले त कुनैले सपोर्ट गरेको छैन यार आज त फेरि मलाई अब यो गेम चाहिँ तर यो म्याच चाहिँ अल्टर इगोले जितोस् भइरहेछ है यो थर्ड म्याच 2-0 हानिरहेछ रोराले यार अल्टरलाई त्यसरी चाहिँ नहारोस् इज्जतको साथले हारोस् 6 गेमसम्म पुगोस् ब्रकोवाल इक्वालिटी डेमन काइटले हामी सही ल फेरि लो मलाई सेक्दियो
Two members up,
no, double kill.
0-2-0. It's a double kill for Demon Kite.
Alter Ego in shambles, and we're only 3.5
You give me
Yasuke 0-2-0. Hijime 0-2-0.
Alter Ego
is going downhill for Alter Ego.
हट Alter Ego ले के खेला यार
There's just a lot of death coming around for Alter Ego and Aurora.
हिजो त मुझे मर्ने गरी खेला थियो त नि तर हिजो लक हो भने
The turtle spawn, same spot. I think we're done with the gold lane
लक पनि
advantage.
हो TL ले पनि हगेकै हो
We'll have to figure out where else can we win because Arfi bullying Dominkite is beyond the fact that there's not much they're getting from there.
Demon Kite's the one with 3 kills.
कोड सोड आएको छैन नि
Said it a little bit earlier. Aurora Gaming feeling like they got a little bit of a stampede going. Taking some notes from their brethren, and they really are.
You can say that again, because you can cover these names, cover the team, and this could be a liquid draft.
Yep. So what do we do from here for Alter Ego Esports? They've been behind a nice flicker forced out from Hijume.
Huge.
Aurora Gaming at this point. I mean, Alter Ego, yes, they fought from
छैन ओके डेमन कार्ड लभली जंगल हुन्छ अल्फा फेरिन बारा जंगल हान्ने मान्छे पो हो त मिस्टर कम्फर्ट नाम पनि हाल्दै केटाले मिस्टर कम्फर्ट ओके
From Alter Ego.
इजी खाइदे यार यो टोटल पनि दुईटा टोटल हाल्दै है
Alter Ego have just decided to stay behind their own comfort zones and farm up. Well, where is the farm going to though? There's
तर
really
यार
not much
Alter Ego चुक्सिनलाई अल्ट हानेर हुन्छ भने ल गयो ग्रक उल्टै चेप उयो कसले कि खाने थियो ल हिबलाई पनि सेक्दियो याजु लियो मोड पनि गयो इजी हान्दियो त हो केटा हो निनोको पालो अब निनोलाई पनि मार्दियो लप्पु लप्पुलाई
And the recall on Nino's corpse. Not against 4. Not against 4, El Padre.
Alter Ego is coming into these fights thinking they're still in the lower bracket, thinking they can still muscle around their opponents. But Aurora Gaming was ready for this. They've been watching, they've been waiting for this.
I've been saying this since yesterday, and it was good. When Alter Ego only knew one
TikTok बाट क्लेम गरिसक्यो आज
they're on the back foot, they're cornering Edward.
एडवार्ड हेर न एक्लै खेलिरा एडवार्ड गयो है गयो आउटलोड गयो
So finally, Alter Ego, they get a kill after what, 3 minutes?
I mean,
लाइटले कस्तो जिस्काको हो
he always shows up in the nick of time, and he didn't even use his way of the dragon on Alec earlier. He gets a kill on Alec and flicks in and finds Hijume.
डायमन्ड आउने यार आज भर्खर हिजो भर्खर थाहा भयो भनौँ न हिजो थाहा भएको आज भर्खर क्लेम गर्न पाएको के त्यो पनि अब लास्ट गेममा के
When it comes to gameplay or even a comeback,
फर्स्टदेखि थाहा भएको त यार म टिएलपीएस को रिकल निकाल्दिन्थे यार
all series long are little kills, small trades. Some of them they won in the first 2 games, but here again, all they got was a kill on Edward down bottom and a light. Trying to get Arfi here.
He's like, ban नगरेको होला है.
Edward takes him down. RWN with no one to follow it up now. Light is just gonna go in. Oh, trying to bait out the flicker from Hijume.
मैले मेसेज नहाने मिस यो पनि मिस हुन्थ्यो डेमन काइट फेरि टोटल खाइदियो 3टा टोटल सिकेर हान्दै यार रोराले
who even if Alter Ego score,
चौले हान्नु त हान्यो तर एडवार्डले याजुकीलाई हान्दै यार आलुले मार्गलियो उसलाई चौ हेर न यति हिल्समा भागिदियो भने बच्चा पिट्यो जसरी पिट्यो त यार
Demon Kite right now. Bonk after bonk. He's a tanky boy, but he's still 4-0-5.
It's been a hot minute since Demon Kite tasted a victory. World played in Malaysia, came back to the Philippines, and now here in Jakarta. Just mere moments away from match point. Again, 2-0, and no clear signs of life from Alter Ego. A quick look once again at that sequence. An Aurora Alpha strike. No signs of doubt. Even underneath that tier 2 in mid, they were just counting ults, counting battle spells. Halfway through that fight, there was nothing left for Alter Ego.
Edward is searching for
यस्तो
an MVP.
यसरी नहारोस् न यार 3-0 हुन्छ हो गाइस 3-0 भयो भने त अनि झन् होपलेस हुन्छ त यिनीहरु त
And he's finding his own teammate for it because Light is doing pretty good himself.
Taking a look at the items. Like I said, we just got a Malefic gun in for Dominkite. A 1.4K goal. I mean, everyone's got 1,000 plus gold leader this time. There's really not much to talk about. I mean, everyone's an item up at this point.
And who I feel it stings the most for is Yasuke.
Yes.
This is his signature pick. He almost single-handedly made Leomord a threat in the knockouts. I was laughing at Leomord in the Swiss, but looking at the stats, oh, Yasuke, how has he proven me wrong? But now, against a Fredrin, who he's down almost 2,000 gold off of, can't even dive in when he hits.
3 game back to back जित्छ Alter Eagle रे आम्मा दियो फेनी भाइले
Not gonna get anywhere with that.
So here's the thing, right? Because Alter Ego Esports, we thought the meta was getting set down in the lower bracket. We thought what we were watching was the answer to everything. Aurora Gaming isn't even changing much of their gameplay strategy, changing much of their picks. They are the meta at this point. Whatever they want, their composition is winning out.
And we seem to be circling back. In M3, Singapore, the world saw how you could play MLBB in a different way.
Lord winning I do.
Debuted by Blacklist International. Now Aurora Gaming are throwing back to that. A free Lord coming from them, spawning in about 25 seconds.
Who better to lead that Ube strat than Edward in your EXP laner, someone who was part of the creation, who was there for that moment. Alter Ego Esports. We are watching Arfi try to make it at the top, once again putting band-aids on flesh wounds. But also
को dash दिखाई दियो नि त त्यसलाई stand
the combo before the trio completely left. He was part of that roster too, and now Edward just waiting.
La Gropo ulti waste ho.
Spider to 1v1 will not happen. Edward's gonna try to cancel out the
Edward
recalls.
lo.
He's gonna target down by Aurora, but there's a Lord at your face right
डेन्जर
now.
परिसकेछ त्यहाँ म आर्लोट एक्लैले त्यहाँ होल हानेर राखिदिरा यार तिनीहरुलाई तीन जनालाई
Lord already at the base right now. It's Alex and Mikhail.
सिद्धो सिद्धो
And it's you way to throw him back.
सिद्धो winning moment Aurora Gaming
Philippines are a game away from cementing themselves in history.
खोजेर हान्दियो भने त कति बेजत हुन्छ त इन्डोनेसियामै
I saw that in awe and in silence. The seemingly unstoppable
भाइले मेहनत गर्नु पर्यो अल्टर इगोहरु म माधुरी दीक्षित त्यही ग्रक मुला अल्टी हानेर एक जना लगाउने अझ आर्लोटले त मैले छल्दिरा माधुरी अब यिनीहरु प्रेसरमा परेन त 3-0 भएपछि प्रेसरमा पर्यो कि अघि 1-0 सम्म नि हार्दा उनीहरुलाई त्यस्तो दुःख थिएन अल्टर इगोलाई ओइ ब्याडियर आयो फेरि
A single win.
Hey, crowd here,
have gone to Aurora. It's perfect from Aurora and for Alter Ego. What's next? We already teased at the idea. What if they lose here with the fighter goal? What if they lose here with the Leomord, with the Jusin on Hijime? These are all the comforts that we've come to know from Alter Ego, aside from obviously the Freya that is fanned out.
Something's got to give. There's got to be something else left in the playbook of Coach Zephyr and Coach Styx to change the tides of battle, to give Alter Ego a second wind, because there's no turning back.
आर्लोट मरेको भए चाहिँ हुन्थ्यो झुलाइदियो सक्यो त्यही
It's like he's talking to himself saying, "Is this it?"
आर्लोटले हैन झुलाएर राखिदिरा त्यहाँ एकछिन जला अन्त लर्डमा चाहिँ त्यहाँ पुगिसक्यो लप्पुलाई आउन दिएन
Well, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, I kind of feel like no matter what questions everyone gives, there's really one question everyone is asking. How do you stop this utility jungler? How do you stop this Ube strat? Because even our casters talk about it. It started back at M3. This is M7. There's no changes towards, Fred, Boxia. In fact, it was nerfed. And it's still one of the strongest things that you can do in MLBB.
I gotta say that Alter Ego attempted in game number 3. We did say that they had a better chance.
I would say this entire M7, everyone tried.
Everyone really tried. I think that they have the tools to actually manage it. Like they have the Eve, they have also the CC. However, they're really not winning the first turtle. I feel like the way for you to eventually take over the utility jungle is to
जस्तै होला कि अब हैन तर अब यहाँ केटीहरु नाच्छ भाइ छोटो छोटो लुगा लगाएर आएको छ अब नाच्छ तिनीहरु
they're always dying or getting poked
मिस होला है मिस होला
even starts before that first turtle fight even starts and you're not even utilizing your EX play to its full potential. the mid lane duo, although it is looking real good for Alter Ego, they're also not winning the lanes, in fact. And you can see that Yasuke is also getting bombarded in the jungle.
I don't know about you boys, but I think it's very, very clear. I think this is going to end up as a 4-0 and sweep for Aurora. Because the way that we are seeing AE, it's not like how we saw yesterday, right? The recovery isn't as clean. Everyone's a little bit more hesitant to go for the save. And I think more importantly, there's just no momentum behind them. After that game number 1, they feel deflated coming into game 2. And I think, especially here in game 3, it was very evident that they just could not do much.
At this point, it really is come to
नाचेकै हेर्ने भयो त कुरो थाम्ला त्यस्तो होइन नि त भाइ अहिले लाइभ भइरहेको बेला लाइभको मजा हो नि त कहाँ त्यस्तो हेर्ने भयो त मैले नाङ्गे हेरे पनि भइहाल्यो नि भाइ कस्तो कुरा गरे हो त्यो त थाट्रुला यार लाइभमा केटाहरूसँग बसेर हेर्नु पनि मजा आउँछ
right now we're going to look at the MVP of this game by an official gaming phone, Realme, and it goes over to Light. Because at this point, as amazing as all 5 members of Aurora, it really is the Light and Edward show. There's no way to stop these guys.
Yeah. 1, 1, and 11. You know, Leo already mentioned that this is very reminiscent of the Ube. I disagree. I think there is going to be a little bit of a variation here because it's not just about, hey, we stay together, we win together. There's an outreach. There's a level of, hey, a little bit further. And don't worry, you're never alone this time because you've got a Light to compensate and to support you.
One of the underrated ways to actually approach Ube that maybe most people do not really recognize is the fact that you can get in and out of the fight so if you master going in and out of the fights, you sustain yourself and then the fight becomes very easy for you. That is exactly what happened in circle number 1 where there was a jump coming out from the Lapu-Lapu. They just back out just a little bit, enough for them to get out of the zone of the damage and then turn the fight around.
Again, I kind of feel like Light and Edward is the problem. Because I agree with you, right? There are ways to deal with it, but at this point, Edward and Light has cemented this style in their system so well that they counter the counters.
Information is powerful. The mechanics is the key to why they are finding so many different opportunities against AE by kicking their shins out, right? It feels like they don't have a strong foundation to sit on when he goes down. Even for Alec, he's looking for opportunities. It's not like he's completely out of the water. But they time the cooldowns very well. Oh, syndrome. Great, no mighty swing. That's something else we can take advantage of.
The strength of the utility junglers, particularly the Fredrin with the Jushin, once again, by the way, from Aurora, which we did say is a combo that you should break if you're facing up against Aurora. The strength of that kind of composition is that it breaks that rock, paper, scissors thing of utility versus assassin versus fighters. It just wins both matchups. It's clear that when up against the Leomord, it works so well. When now up against assassin, obviously it's not going to be enough. So we have seen in games 1 and 3 how good this lineup is. Now we turn the question back to Alter Ego. Alter Ego has won when the team
हेर्नु है त 100% प्रिडिक्सन मेरो ओके ओके फर्स्ट गेममा पनि मैले नै हान्दिएको हो अल्टर इगो हार्छ भनेको छ
they always draft in a way where it's crowd control overload and whatever you think
तर पिकले पनि केही खास्न सकेको छैन यार भाइ यो अल्टर इगोले चाहिँ
we can use 5 tanks
जे जस्तो पिक गरे पनि उताबाट दिएको छ यार
right? I really envision what you're trying to say. And that's very true. And where does that start? Where does the lead actually build up? I hate to sound like a broken record. The first turn of 5.
Yeah.
You really have to put priority. That Alter Ego needs to review what they have been doing in the past 3 games. Make sure that they are all aligned. Let's not do sour lanes. Let's not try to go for over 50-50s kind of risks. Then just focus on that first turtle fight, win it, and then maybe you have a shot at the mid game.
And this is why I think that AE is probably going to drop the following game because again, it's the lack of experience and more so being on a high, I would say the pinnacle here at MLBB. It's a lot of pressure. It's so much pressure. And I think, especially when you're playing on home ground, that's another level that you're going to have to think about. Every missed execution is just another moment somebody's going to clip it and say, hey, this is the downfall.
I mean, here's the thing. This is show flow. We're going to have a bit of an extended break for Alter Ego as well as Aurora, of course. So hopefully by that time, the players as well as the coach have to discuss amongst each other.
35 diamond
this is potentially the last hurrah. We can't let it go down 4-0 because again, the whole world is watching, specifically here in Indonesia.
They just gotta lock it. They just gotta win the first hurdle and then move on from there.
That's a first step. That is a difficult first step, but a first step nonetheless. It's now criminal to give up the first hurdle to Aurora, especially because they're now down in this. And they're also drafting in a way that they kind of want to clash in the early game.
Yeah.
You know, if you get my meaning, it's not like they're completely avoiding, because there's that kind of approach where you are completely like conceding your early game in exchange for a late game scaling. It's not the case for Alter Ego. We are seeing them trying to contest that with the Suyo, with the Leomord, with the Lapu-Lapu, and then the CC. The mid-range game that they're trying to employ is not going to work if they're not taking that first step.
And I think, if anything, right? If anything, if that Fredrin gets let through again, I'm hoping that maybe the counter pick in Boxia might come through, just so that we can at least see what would it be like, right? They've tried many different approaches. I think now the util jungle has to come in here, and unfortunately for Yasuke, as good as he is on pretty much any assassin he puts his hands on, without that utility, I feel like nobody else on this team will be able to have a good time.
Just slightly worried because that's something that SRG tried, and it also kind of failed because, again, the picks are good, but it's not just the jungler. The entire team kind of has to adjust, and this is where the question of identity really lies, right? Where Aurora basically has an impenetrable identity. You can't force them away from what they know best. There's always other options like, oh, you don't give us this, we have that. You don't give us this, we have that. So right now we're looking at the camp of Aurora, and they're very calm. They're making sure that they're not overly excited because, again, the game's not
The job's not done. Basically, this is a 3-0 lead that they have built up, but it doesn't mean that this is not losable, right? They can actually.
You don't want to choke.
Yeah, essentially. I was kind of tiptoeing around that word, but yeah, they don't want to choke.
I don't know how to tiptoe, but I do know that we will be heading over to the stage with our lovely hosts, because there's a lucky draw, maybe some kind of show happening on. So let's actually throw it over to the stage with the host. As long as everything goes well, throw it over.
Aurora Gaming from the Philippines are just one game away of winning it all. But of course, the surprises does not stop there.
That's right, Eterna, because now we will determine the M7 Lucky Draw winners.
Absolutely.
Wait,
Since this is a
Lucky Draw
special
winners
occasion,
win the
it is the grand
pool.
finals after all. We will be announcing 5 lucky winners from the M7 Lucky Draw that will win a total of 50,000 diamonds.
Bring out your phone, guys, and check your codes, because you just might win 50,000 diamonds.
So, I hope you guys are ready.
Redeem
Bring out
code
your
ditna
phones,
ta
check your codes, because the first code is
Get out.
696 IL2.
Again, that's 696 IL2. Congratulations to our M7 Lucky Draw winners of 50,000 diamonds.
Wow,
मेरे
50,000
export परोस रे
diamonds. Don't you guys worry, because we do still
696
have some codes ahead of us.
No, मेरो तेज जस्तो लाग्यो मेरो तेज जस्तो लाग्यो नि सबैले यार
Is 7WQW7V.
Let me repeat.
7WQW7P.
All right.
ए तर माथि चाहिँ त्यो प्लेयरको कोड त्यो पनि होला नि हैन प्लेयरको आईडी यिनीहरुले त्यो स्टार हालेर राखेको
Third winning lucky draw code is C4SCIS.
C4FCIS. You just won 50,000 diamonds.
ओइ मैले जित्यो भने
We have the last one. Okay. The last one is 13A75B.
Let me repeat. 13A75B. Again, to remind everyone, the prize will send to you within 7 days.
All right, so don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that in the future, we will be having the lucky draw. So don't forget to log in every day for the next 7 days to make sure you get it. Is this another code that we're having?
I think
Is this
so.
our 6th code?
Oh, 5th.
5th code?
Yes, I think.
Okay, so the last one.
Yes.
All
right, so the last code is C6V4Z1.
Again.
मैले जितिसके यहाँ केटाहरुमा
6V4Z1. 4Z1.
It's okay. It's a tongue twister. It's a tongue twister. So you guys make sure, rewind on your phones. Make sure that you got the codes right.
Yes. So this is the 5th winner of 50,000 diamonds.
All right.
So
with that, ladies and gentlemen, once again, don't forget to log into MLBB. Check it out.
त्यसले आफ्नो मान्छेहरुलाई मात्र पारे यार यिनीहरुले
MLBB, M7 this time around, they are not done with their surprises. But before we announce our next surprise, we want to test the energy level of the arena. Are you ready, Glenn?
Of course.
All right. Dennis Indoor Senayan, we want to hear your energy level. So?
M7, mana suaranya?
I think we could do that again.
Of course.
I think we could do that again.
Yes,
Let's try one more time. Kita coba satu kali lagi.
50,000 जित्यो यार 50,000 डायमन्ड कहिले आउँछ होला यार पर्दिरा पनि मलाई
That's better.
I like that energy because keep that energy up, ladies and gentlemen, because now it is time, Glenn, for us to throw it over to the mid-game show. So with that, let's head over.
के हो यस्तो किसो ओइ केटीहरु चिक्सहरु नाच्न लाग्यो है गाइज मैले भने थिएँ नि खै ए होइन रहेछ यार यो त काउबोय केटी पो आएछ हो इन्डोनेसियादेखि आउन टाइम लागिहाल्छ नि नाइ मलाई अहिले चाहियो कपिराइट त लाग्दैन नि यो गीतले यो काउबोय केटी हो नि यो सबरिना सिकर्मी हो यो
And all my friends, they tell me they see you're planning to get on one knee, but I want it to be out of the blue, so make sure I have no clue when you ask, baby, take my hand, I want you to be my husband, 'cause you're my Iron Man, and I love you 3000, baby, take a chance, 'cause I want this to be something straight out of a Hollywood movie. No spoilers, please.
कपिराइट लाग्छ हो त्यसो नगर न यार पक मैं गीत गाउँछु मैं दूरी तुमसे मिलना बातें करना बहुत बड़ा अच्छा लगता है तर कपिराइट लाग्यो नि के नै छ र यसलाई काउ ठ्याक्क केटाहरु त लो आकाशको त कमेन्ट त के हो यार आकाशको कमेन्ट ए हे रहा नहीं जाता म गीत गाउँदै बस्छु एकछिन यसको सट्टा स्टेज त के हो यसको स्टेज त अनि तलबाट अब मा घोडा निस्किन्छ कि क्या हो यसले त हेप्दिएर स्टेज त्यहाँ पछाडि त्यत्रो ठुलो हुँदा हुँदै त्यसलाई एउटा बाक्स माथि हालेर नचाएर राख्दिएर यार अति गर्दिनी नेपालीहरु टकेहरु भावे त्यहाँ बुढाहरु भावे मा पैसा फेक्थ्यो होला अहिले त्यहाँ lovely 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 यस्तो देखो ओए ल फेरि त्यहाँ हटाइदियो नि यार नाइट बटले किन हटाइराछ हो स्टारको कमेन्ट यार कपिराइट लाग्यो कि लागेन यार हेर्नु अहिले हेर्नु पर्ला मैले लागिसक्यो हो भने त मैले भोल्युम बढाइदिनु पर्यो युट्युबले हेरि त रा होला नि अहिले त रिस्ट्रिक्सन त नै देखाइरहेछ पर्फर्मेन्स एमएलले कपिराइट किनेको हुन्छ दाइ पर्फर्मेन्सको लागि रे भन्न सकिँदैन तर बजाउनु त पर्छ ल अब बजाइहाल्छु नि म सिद्धि है केटाहरूको फेभरेट ओए आयो अब चाहिँ आयो भने त होइन रहेछ यार अघिको खै लोना ग्रुप हाम्रो गेम सिधेपछि चाहिँ होला है यो टुर्नामेन्ट सिधेपछि चाहिँ त्यो अघिको हाम्रो लोना ग्रुप थिएन कि अहिले हो अहिले त कुर्सीमा त कोही छैन अहिले जस्तो लाग्यो है फ्यानी भाइ कहाँ गयो फ्यानी भाइ उति लुकिरहेछ हो आयो 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 केटा हो केटाहरू त अघिदेखि रेडी यो यार यिनीहरू त त्यो केटीहरूको पनि के पप से पप के भन्छ नि होइन अब रोराहरूले चाहिँ यो हेरेर अब हल्का थाकेर आउँछ कि कटकट हाल्यो नि त त्यसले भयो घाँटीमा यस्तो यस्तो कटकट हाल्दै लगायो है त्यो केटीले त्यहाँ के भयो है उ त्यहाँ हेर न गफ हान्दैछ टाइम भयो यो हामीले ननाच भनिसक्यो भनेर हो क्या लभली त्यो बसेर केटी चाहिँ राम्रो छ नि होइन त्यहाँ फोटोग्राफरहरू त भित्रै छिर्ला जसरी पो फोटो खिचिरहेछ त केटा डेन्जर डेन्जर केटाहरू त हाम्रो है रिफ्लेक्सनमा हेरिदिन्छ कहाँ टाइम आउट दियो त 600 सेकेन्डको ओनर अफ दिस भिडियोले टाइम आउट कति सिट ड्यामेज हुने भयो अब अरे ओ पछाडि अरू पनि आयो त फेरि नाइट बटले 600 सेकेन्डको टाइम आउट अझै सिधा छैन अझै ऊ यसरी बोल्ने ए यो रहेछ
Let's get to work. Get into it. Work, work. Work. Back up, get your heads blown. Suntan, about to say nothing much on. Island with skin tone. On the back, get it back, gotta put it back. It's that top notch, not stop, make it hot. Back.
केटाहरू पनि छ नि होइन त्यहाँ नाच्नेमा केटाहरूले नि गे जसरी नचाइदिए रहेछ यार पुसअप सुसअप भनेर भन्ने यार गर्नु पनि नपाउने ए त्यस्तो पो गरेर आएको साबिल तिमी अघि त्यहाँ बाहिर बसेर हेर्नेहरूलाई चाहिँ कौबोय केटी देखाइदिए अनि भित्र पैसा तिरेर हेर्नेहरूलाई चाहिँ यस्तो देखाइदिए रहेछ नि त अनि पानी पानी हो गया यहाँ यिनीहरूले कसरी भ्युज कमाउँछ कसरी चल्छ भनेर थाहा भयो नि गीत जोतको भए पनि हेर्ने रहेछ अनि यो नि त पछाडि कालजी पो देखाइरहेको थियो त भर्खर देखेको देखेन केटाहरूले कालजी पछाडि थियो अघि सिद्धो नयाँ गीत हो अब अर्को गीत जस्तो चाहिँ हुन्छ यो नि मैले जुन खेल्छ अरे यो अगाडिको मसँग एड छ त्यो कौवी पनि आयो कौवी पनि आयो केटाहरू यार एकछिन पछाडु पऱ्यो यार केटाहरूले त के भन्यो कति सबको सिल्भर एकजना फेरि एकजनाले केटाहरू त हिन्दी फिल्मको गुन्डाहरू हुँदैन त्यस्तो फिल भइरहेछ त यहाँ सिद्धो त्यहाँ कतिजनाको झगडा पर्यो होला यो क्राउडमा अहिले कपाल आएको ओ यिनीहरू त अब दङ्ग ओ ल
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Nona. That was
ओ
amazing,
रेड बुल
man.
खाइरहेछ त्यो
I didn't know how
त
they could
हे रहा नै
memorize all
जाता
those choreographies. Yep, that's
मेरा
the way to call
नाम है
it. That was
बुल्ला
beautiful performance.
त्यही
Mid-break
पारा
show. At least it
म
kind of
त्यही
brings it all
सोचिरहेको
together,
थिएँ
right? It was feeling a little down, but now in the arena, hey, the Indonesians are ready for something else.
But Chad, calm down. I understand that's a lot of dopamine.
Yep.
But now we got to reel it back in. But again, Nona was amazing.
Yep.
So now the realization of this match point from Aurora Philippines, it hasn't gone away just yet. But before we even talk about it, we got to talk about Granger, because Granger is absolutely amazing. And you guys can get the new Thunder Ascendant skin quite easily. Just make sure you guys get the M7 pass. And then that's it. There's really nothing else that you guys have to do. Get the pass for you to get the Thunder Ascendant skin. In fact, while you have the pass, keep on leveling up, because then you guys will eventually get the true prestige, which is Granger's new Prime skin. This beauty can unlock at level 75 track record, but if you go all the way to 150, you can get this bad boy.
It's so good. Every year they come up with a figurine, and this time around I think they really nailed it with this one. Really showing what MLBB is all about, especially for those dedicated fans.
And here's the thing, if you guys like the retro cartoon style, if you guys like to play STG games, then make sure you guys check out Acecraft, because it's been here for a while now. You guys can play solo, you guys can play with the team. It's got random skills, you got deflection mechanics, and of course, a lot of different characters. So make sure you guys grab the game and download it and try it for yourself, because trust me, you might enjoy it just a little bit too much. So again, shout out to Acecraft. Speaking of right now, again, we got to talk about the game, because what do we do?
Game 4.
I mean, like, we do nothing, but what do they do?
We hope and pray. For our parts, we gotta hope and pray that the team actually gets back into form, because right now the laning phase has been looking a little abysmal, as we've talked about many, many times about that very first turtle here. It feels like the meta seems a little impossible without that first, bit of gold.
The first step is definitely the first turtle, but the first step is the draft. And I kind of looked at the previous drafts, and I
गेम चाहिँ जितोस् यार अलरेडी हो अनि त्यसपछि रोरले जितोस् अनि 4-2 हुन्छ 6 गेम ठ्याक्क मेरो नि गेस
in the first turtle is to start with taking away the Jushin as was the Frederick combo. That is definitely one.
मलाई 15 डायमन्ड हाल्यो न यार कोही
I kind of thought like maybe there is a
रिकल घुमाउनु
condition
पर्यो यार
for Aurora on when they will eventually become befriended.
35 सम्मसँग 15 भयो नि 50 हुन्छ 50 को ड्याम म घुमाउनु पर्यो हो टिएलपीएस को रिकल पर्नु त पर्दैन होला लक त फेरि एकदमै दियो वाला छ है लक त
what Alter Ego can do is take the Claude and then break that even Jushin. Jushin and Frederick.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, honestly, like, I feel like it's kind of like, Freya, you got to take it away one or the other. And yeah, I kind of feel like it's better just to take the Jushin away. But with that being said, Yue has been performing out of his mind. Like, Demon Kite is great, but I feel like the team is making him have such a good time.
I mean, I feel like Demon Kite has one of the, I wouldn't say the easiest job, because he still has to be like mechanically aware of who uses abilities and who needs to be disrupted in the middle of those fights. And you can't take that away from Demon Kite. He is good on that Fredrin for this particular reason, and why he leans more into Fredrin than he does into Baxia. However, Light alongside with Edward have been making super plays time after time after time after time, and the consistency of Yue and Domenkai really is coming up to uplift the team.
There was one part though during the break when we were talking, me and Guido were talking, that just like Edward as well as Light, you really feel that they really wanted to win in this series. They have been performing unlike any time that they have performed. I'm sure that they have highs like this before, but them together on point, not making any mistakes, just being so good of a teammate for their carries. They're just amplifying Aurora so much that it looks, I mean, you could say that Demon Kite as well as Demon Kite's life were easy just because of what Edward and Light were able to do,
And you know that Edward in particular wants to perform every time after the game. What is he doing? He's holding on both hands to that secret lab chair. He's holding himself back. He's trying not to explode full of emotion, because again, it's high stakes. If you overheat, that could be the beginning of the end.
Yeah, we keep talking about this is the last chance for Indonesia because this is the people's champ, right? At this point, all the support from all over the world, not even from just Indonesia. I believe other regions as well is looking at Alter Ego and be like, we love your story. We want to see what more you can really do. But again, going up against Aurora Philippines, where they really have understood what they want to do, what they want to play, is really putting Alter Ego at a very tough spot. And Wolf, you yourself, as an analyst, have brought out different suggestions on what they can do. You know, separate the combo as well as try your very best to win that first turtle. And I believe that maybe you got to go for an early rotation of making sure that Nino has a good time going up against Edward and then try to snowball that momentum because we've seen how AE plays when they do get that early momentum. So it's kind of like, get back your identity of, I just want to kill people somehow.
Last game ni hoना सक्छ है.
I had a chat with Kid Bomba, one of the best explainers to have ever played the game. Such a great personality. I had a podcast with him. He said that essentially laning has been less of a, it's actually the least important factor of being an explainer right now. Draft is more important and your contribution to the team fight's better. So maybe Nino might have focused too much on the laning stage that he thought like, oh, maybe I cannot do it anymore during the team fights. I think that they should refocus on the team fights instead.
Yeah, here we can see how difficult of a game it was for Yasuke because only dealing 12,000 damage on that Leomore in comparison to Demon Kai with almost 20,000. And again, not to say that Yasuke is bad on Leomore. We know that Yasuke is amazing on that Leomore, but this does show how basically Aurora Philippines made it so difficult for Yasuke to play the game.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the way that they're looking at the previous game recaps, right? We're going through them one by one, and the people who take the most amount of punishment always leans back to Yasuke and Hijime. If these two are not doing well, or at least one or the other, if we get both, it's a guaranteed win. If it's one or the other, maybe there's a chance for RT and Nino to sneak back in.
हाम्रो टिएलले गरे जस्तो हैन
as well as Domenkai, it's going to be boiling down to the draft in a way that you kind of want to get the safest choice. So far, you are seeing a lot of priority when it comes to the choices for Domenkai. He's third pick, I think, game number 1, and then second and third pick in game number 2 and 3. So it means that the heroes that Domenkai is now using are heroes that don't necessarily have the counters. The Granger, do you actually have a counter to the Granger? Not really. You just can't really win in the laning stage. So maybe that's the reason why Domenkai has been successful, is because he's having the safer options in the gold lane.
Well, Alter Ego, whether you're ready or not, we're about to start the draft here. We're going to be looking at the players as well as the trophy. And again, for Aurora Philippines, it's just one game away from them earning that trophy.
We need to see the early game performance coming in from AE. Was the mid-game show enough for them to find that full mental reset? Because if there was momentum on Aurora's side, they want to stay hot throughout that show. So when they touch the land of the dawn, it's all blazing glory.
And for you guys at home, you guys can get this redeem code. Go to
redeem
M7.
code. Wait, redeem code ayo guys. Redeem code ayo.
The finals of Major Chess Go-Go.
Yeah, and I mean, quickly redeem the code now.
Go Tom 7, hey, go Tom 7.
The code and enjoy random skin trial. Think fast because these won't last.
I don't know if they can hear that, but you know what?
Shout out to Mirko.
Shout out to Mirko, man. Amazing. What a guy.
What a guy.
What a guy. That's how you would describe him. If someone asks you how to
go
describe
Tom 7, guys.
Honestly, anyone with
Chito.
any talent for MLB.
Welcome to Mobile Legends. Chito Kholma Lam.
What a guy. What a guy.
Go Tom 7, hey, go Tom 7. Capital ma sabai. Go Tom 7.
And this can only mean one thing. The draft is a
Chito Kholma game lamo. त्यसको आमाको
match point for Aurora Philippines. And this is do or die for Alter Ego. If they want to get a reverse sweep, it starts here with Dangerous Grass.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Dangerous Grass.
Having some of the longer games because there are moments where micromechanics, as much as you are good at pushing buttons, if you just don't happen to see the guy on accident for a split second, it's over.
It's the hill the map, but now Alter Ego. Jushin is still available. This is what I recommended before game number 3 started. Ban the Grok, get the Jushin. Aurora, the answer with Leo
कसले कसले हान्यो
might be the Farsa or the Khalid. So it's just an exchange. Like, instead of getting the grab, they now pick up the Khalid.
This does
कसले
mean
कसले
that
कोड
both
हान्यो
things are
हानेन
still wide
भन्नु त
out.
यता च्याटमा
Eve being one of them, I wonder if AE wants to pick up Claude for themselves at this point, willing to give up Sora to the other side if necessary.
I think the Claude is
एकछिनमा आउँछ
going
हो
to
के
be
हो
the answer here for Alter Ego. To go with the Cho. So this is a good hero for Alec.
हान्नु त
for
हान्यो
sure.
है मैले नि
Cho
तर
and Jushin. Such a good combo. There's also
सेन्डिङ रिवार्ड्स
that
भनेर
CC
मात्र
factor, I
देखाइरहेछ
would say. Oh, hey, now this I did not expect.
I mean, like,
Oh, this is bad, but I hope that Alter Ego is prepared for this because typically it's Leopold after the Yisun Chin.
I mean, like, here's the thing. It's do or die.
Yep.
And maybe the coach is just like, you know what? If we're going to go out, don't have any regrets.
Yep.
What hero do you like to play? It's like, I want to play Yisun Shin, all right?
Oh,
Even if we
Redeem
lose,
code,
at least you
redeem
can
code,
say,
सबैले
that's your favorite hero. You try your best.
Go
They
Tom
they're just
7
better.
I think now the Farsa is incoming for Aurora, but there is also that Harith. That is tricky because it's great. It's kind of good against the Kalea because you do have the Purify, and after the Purify, you're just like you don't really have control of the Harith anymore. And Aurora really likes that hero. If not, they can just go back to the Granger. But yeah, it is indeed the Harith.
Yep. Comfort picks. It already feels like AE is
man.
playing Days of Future Past here. Professor
Oh,
X
no.
itself. I mean, what can you do, really? Like,
Khalid,
as
Leo
much as I
Morales,
want to say
Leo
that there
Eta.
is a perfect line in the draft, that's just not the case here in the grand finals.
मेरो
And I
Malaysian
think the
pride
performance of
पुगे
the players
मजा आउँथ्यो
takes
होला
priority,
बरु
it takes precedent
हिजो
over it.
तर के भन्ने यार
You
हिजो
know what
कस्तो
Aurora
हाने
will
भने
do? By the CC, maybe Esmeralda, obviously. And, a very good
Kasta भन्दा
choice.
गेम सुरु गर्ने
As it
होइन
is
नि
great
यार
against Harith. Immediately, the Uranus, I think Alter Ego will ban out those tanky heroes in the EXP lane just so that the Yisun Shin will have a good time.
Yeah, but right now you were talking about how you got to win that first hurdle.
That's right.
The draft coming in from AE. I mean, it's not complete yet, but the options that they do have doesn't really look like they can contest that one. Like, maybe go for the opposite lane, try to get a gank. Other than that, I'm not so sure if they can actually secure the first hurdle with this.
It doesn't really inspire confidence just yet. But we could be wrong in the second phase, right? Because Master of the Basics is already taking his time on this second ban. Yes, there are still things that are hyper tanking.
सेन्डिङ रिवार्ड्स भनेर मात्र देखाइरहेछ
But
चाहिँ
at the same
यतिमै
time, is
सिद्धिने
there
हो
any consideration? Hey, maybe get rid of the Cho, maybe get rid of the bot, as we see in the ban.
Oh man, that code should have been blue
त्यो
too.
लामो
I
फ्रेया
know.
बिहान हानेको भए जित्थ्यो होला हिजै बरु
Does this mean that they will go for something
एसआरबी
like a
जित्ने
Ruby Gold
जित्थ्यो होला
instead? Like,
Ruby Gold is really good versus.
right? Basically, it's just like, you know what, Yasuke, it's all on you. The rest of us will sacrifice ourselves.
That's right.
So that you can actually farm this time and you can do damage.
That's the main reason why they're banning the tanky heroes now, so that they will not have to look for Shred. And also, Yisun Shin kind of hates playing up against Uranus, Esmeralda. Maybe Alice is the next ban here for Alter Ego, so that Aurora will just go for
डायमन्ड पायो
Bravo or
खै त अनि हामीलाई त पनि मेल चाहिँ लाउँदैन त अनि
in fact.
इनबक्समा आउँछ होइन
Necessary. We'll see whether or
मेरोमा
not
त आएन त
Arsa ban here. Huh.
I have a feeling that Alter Ego wants to pick up the Yuzhong for themselves. That means that Aurora must, if they're not scared about that, they can just go for
थिच्दाखेरि अनि के हो
just pick the Valentina.
भन त साहिल कसरी आउँछ
Feel like it's
मैले
much better
त्यो
to
अघि
just get Lapu Lapu
सेन्डिङ
and
रिवार्ड्स
Lapu
नै
Lapu
मात्र
Aurora
त्यो
because
भयो के प्लिज
now they open up a lot
अनि
more.
रिवार्ड्स रिडिम विल बी सेन्ड टु
At the
मेल
same
बक्स
time, though,
लेखेको
it's
छ
looking good for you as well as the Kimmy. So
कस्तो इजी
honestly, the
जितिरहेको
first
छ त्यही भनेर लास्ट इजी जितिरहेको छ
so
हो
flexible in the draft right now that they can
अति नै यसरी चाहिँ नआएर हुन्छ अल्टरीको है म
I think they could go Sora once again, right? I think Sora would be the more flexible option, looking for different types of engages. No! Wow!
That is their Jushin counter, apparently.
I mean,
their Yisun Shin answer.
This also kind of set up if they want to go for an Arlet again, because it can actually, you know, it's basically stun everyone. So I think they just want to keep the option there.
Yeah, so they go Granger. And I believe that they would want to go. They will not go for Ruby anymore.
It's very risky of picking up the Granger here.
They have to take the Sora.
Yeah.
They have to pick it, but then again, the Valentina for
they're not tanky. That's part of the problem as well. Right? They have a Kalia. They have a Jushin. A lot of crowd control here.
And then they might be locked into the Phobias, which is gonna be bad.
Or Charizla.
Hopefully they're not
प्रोफाइलमा गएर
tempted.
सेटिङ्समा
I think
गएर
the best
रिडिम
choice is this
कोड छ
Sora
नि
or Alice.
मेरो त भएन त नि
There you go.
Both seem pretty good to me. I think that Alice in particular, I'm leaning more
no.
to Shane.
गोगो टम 7 त थियो नि
I think
हैन
it's over, boys.
This is a rough one.
A very rough one. Aurora, however, with that Sora, I think they will just go for a CC. Oh no, a CC would be.
Hopefully, what we're seeing is just cast a curse. Give something
ओके
to
25 चोटी
AE to win
जितिसक्यौँ
this one.
हुँदै भएन त
Because,
नि
at this point, you need some
Too many action please try win
stick
later
help to make sure that they're
You need a lot of luck.
You need a lot of luck. They need
a
to be
lot
OP.
of luck. You need to make sure that, for whatever reason, the Zetchen ultimate into the Raging Sandstorm will whiff. Which I feel like it's not gonna happen.
It's so difficult. If they have 5 golden cats in their room, they are going to need 15 to compensate.
I mean, here's the thing again, Alter Ego, they want to go out with a bang. They want to get their very best heroes that they enjoy playing. Ladies and gentlemen, match
मलाई नि
point
20
for
डायमन्ड
Aurora
भयो भने यार एउटा यहाँ बक्स खोल्नलाई हुन्थ्यो भनेको खै
will make them the
चुटियाहरूले
champions
त मलाई त
of the
नदिने नै भन्यो
M7
जस्तो
World Championship. And with that, we're throwing it over into the Land of Dawn with Merkel, Trex, and Leo.
One game away from denying all the allegations. One game away from silencing all the haters. One game away from scoring and putting a mark on this series. El Familia have all of their fans, the Alter Champs,
Too many action please try again later भनेको भनेको म्याच
kicks in now.
Hope is a fickle thing, though.
ल गेम सुरु है यो फाइनल म्याच पनि हुन सक्छ है
Pull this off with their own
यो
determination.
सुरु हो त्यही खतम हो गया
Aurora Gaming has just been so strong, have just been so clean from draft to execution.
It's now or never. They've been lucky all throughout, has been the joke, but now they actually need a bit more luck. But they also need to fix everything. Have they fixed? Have they done enough in the draft? Because Wolf said it's over.
Here's what's scary. For the first time in this 4-game series so far, Aurora Gaming actually have a favorable draft index. The numbers favor even them. Even the game's algorithm can tell that their draft performs much better.
And it's such a safe choice. Or I mean, it could be safe, could be aggressive. But knowing how they've been playing on the back foot, it really looks like this pull yourself together is more defensive. You can already see it here, Ijume having to use it right as I say it.
And this is so un-Alter Ego. They're not used to playing this way.
I mean, to Hijume's defense, though, he loves that pull itself together. I mean, he uses it on a lot of heroes, and we've seen him use it on this Jushin throughout this series so far. Up in the top side, Arfi, is he finally going to have a time to shine on this Granger? I wonder if he's going to go for an early Sky Piercer once again, or just take the normal build route.
In addition to possibly Yasuke and Hijume in mid and in the jungle, Aurora Gaming might have countered be into playing marksman, which again, he's okay with, he's good at, but against Dominikai, he struggles with.
Jumping out to Edward and through pursuit constantly now, onto a River Spider, already used up by Edward. Like to be picked up now by Alec and by Hijume, but it's going to be the flicker around us. Domeg goes to the blade. It's Nino Konovitz, but all still through the Phoenix, and Edward goes through it with Yue. Domeg gets rid of Nino, and it's Aurora with 2 kills and the neutral objective. First turn
Aurora Gaming PH, 1,000 gold lead once again.
Wolf was chewing our ears off.
20 diamond पायो र मैले त पाएन त नि मलाई त लागु पो देखाइदियो त अनि यार सफिल
Do not get the first turtle. Aurora Gaming have basically won half the match. So, how does Alter Ego Esports fix this? Number one, protect Yasuke at all costs. But to do that, you have to kind of put Alec on the back burner.
मलाई त यत्रो लौरो निकालेर देखाइदियो नि
In
त
a
अनि
weird position, which it's clear that maybe Hijume isn't playing as aggressive as he used to.
It's almost, I mean, it's too late to protect Yasuke at all costs. He's already 0-1-0. He's already falling behind. He's 2 levels behind.
मैले त्यो पाएँ नि यार आकाशले त्यही पाएको हो
Yeah, protect everyone. You need to just stop. You gotta slow it down. Maybe even give up the second turtle. Big tsunami slam.
Oh, Light gets away with the Raging Sandstorm, and now Kite goes through, brings Alec back. It's going to be onto Light. He goes. Last few shots, almost taking him down.
Right caught on the bad
मेरोमा
spot, but
20
he
डायमन्ड
kept
दियो
his heel
गइरे
back
म्यान
up.
उनीहरुलाई मात्र
And
राम्रो
Aurora
छ हामीलाई
don't lose
दिदैन यस्तो
anything.
Ijume gets a little bit of nice chunk damage, but once again, it's still not enough. Alter Ego think they can take these fights when it's very clear to all of us that they can't.
When Nino starts joining
20 डायमन्ड पायो भने यार यसको त TLPS को रिकल घुमाउँछ रहेको त
I'm looking at
लामो
how his Infernal Pursuit might kind of compromise Light, even Dominkite, but if you remember that first turtle, Dominkite came in late. Dominkite made himself scarce up until the very last moment where Alec almost died, so
मैले के
it
भने
seems like
धन्य
even on
पायो
the
भनेर
timing
यसो हेर्न
of
गएको त
basis,
लामो
even when
यत्रो
it
लौरो
comes to
देखाइदिएर हो
execution, Aurora may have found the checkmate.
You know, and to that point, Nino, we saw him on the Phobius earlier in the series, and he did do amazing with those pursuits. We also heard the panel talking about how laning phase isn't as important. How well can you be an impact
यो
in
पनि
these big
म्या यो
fights?
अरोराले
So it
नै
can almost
जित्छ
be
जस्तो
worth,
छ यार
leaving lane here and
यो
there
पनि
to look
अल्टरीको
for the
काम
plays
लागेन
and verify.
Yeah, the Phoenix, man, you can already see the tilt, the desperation. It's now Yazuki jumping with a shocker.
डोमिन काइले टर्टल खायो डोमिन काइले उल्टे मार्यो कल्याणले डबल किल वाइसएसए मार्यो उल्टे
Is able to get RPA kill, but
भर्खर
it's
1 किल
Yuma
1
who
4 भने
rotates. Alter Ego are
डबल किल
desperate
यार
at this
2 4
point.
1
Grasping at straws, grasping at ghost, as Aurora Gaming continues to elude.
The last shot of the turret gets him down. RP gets one more.
30 trades up top, and it's at this point where I can tell Alter Ego doesn't even care
कहाँ गयो अल्टर
what the
इगोहरु
numbers look like as long as we get kills. That whole sequence up top with the turtle far removed down bottom, taken by Demon Guy with no contest. The former Onyx Prodigy roamer, Alec, formerly known as Owen, started it up,
मलाई पनि
but
दिएन
I
यार
don't think he's
20
ever
डायमन्ड
faced a
यार
team as surgically precise as Aurora Gaming PH for his 2-year career. He's gone this far. He's played so many tournaments countless times throughout the Indonesian amateur scene, all the way up to the world stage. I don't think he's ever faced a team like Aurora.
Raging Sandstorm and even a flicker out from Edward. But RP gets away with a flicker. But again, I think it's worth it to trade flicker for flicker if you're on a Lapu versus a Granger.
Very true. Luckily, RV did get 2 of those kills down there. The only 2 kills on the board did go into his hand. First item was the Hunter Strike. Second item was Sky Pierce. The one time that he trades it.
अल्टर इगोले त यार बेजतै गर्ने भयो
After the piercer. So now Aurora Gaming are still up on timing.
It's very unfortunate at this point. Luck is not on their side. The past 2 games, he's built Sky Piercer first. Gotten no kills. This time he gets 2 kills and decides to build it second.
I hate to say it, but their luck may have run out. And when it comes to the World Championship, you can't rely on luck. In comes Alec looking for an engagement. Even he doesn't know if it's worth it. Dominkite pushing clean, Nino pushing him back.
Went for the lane swap.
TLPS को रिकल घुमाउँछु भनेको यार 5 दिन मात्र बाँकी छ रे यार
The final turtle with Demon Guy holding on. Phantom Steed
117 दे रहेछ
Raging Sandstorm will make a return to the Phoenix. Everything using
ल ल ल यहाँ कस्तो कुटेको हो 3 जना 4 जना 1 जना वाइसेस मात्र बाँकी रे भने
An Aurora Avalanche, a force of nature, plowing through El Familia. 4,000 gold up, 7.5 minutes in. Alter Ego can't catch a break. Yasuke, he's down 1,000 gold.
Alter Ego just walking into a brick wall, walking into the avalanche right now.
अर्को एउटा आउँछ कोड ओके ओके
Even at that last play, they go for the turtle. They feel like this is a do or die situation when maybe it really wasn't.
And now Alter Ego back again to look for those plays. The plays you see when they are behind. But up against Aurora, who are so consistent, so disciplined. Yeah, they made it into a fight. Heck, when they take a fight, it's always...
हिरो भएर मैले 6 गेम हुन्छ भनेर बेट हालेको के मैले सिधै मैले अरोराले हाल्दिनु पर्यो रहेछ अरोराले धेरै दिइराथ्यो नि अरोराले 2 दिइराथ्यो यार बरु अल्टर इगोलाई 1 पोइन्ट कति दिइराथ्यो भने म अरोरालाई 2 पोइन्ट दिइराथ्यो यार
If you can't see your opponents, chances are they're just nearby.
डायमन्ड पनि परेन म तुरी मलाई त रिस उठ्यो अब
Alter Ego this series as well, essentially this whole series, is not everyone can fight on their own, and in past games for Alter Ego,
भोलि नै छ कि छैन M7 देखि
the rest of the team could handle their own.
Usually, with a high range hero like Granger and the Mount Shocker, Dangerous Grass is on your side. Oh, lights. Oh, he's trying to bait out the flicker. Phantom Steed now comes through. Going for the side, goes over the man for Tsunami side for the down, but it's only
किन्ने त
on
हामी
to
तर उल्टै कलमै जान लागिसक्यो यार कस्तो लखाड्या हो निनो फस्यो त्यहाँ निनो बची त रहेछ बस्न सक्ला त सक्दैन एउटा डबल कि ट्रिपल के लाइटले खाइदिएछ रिफ्युजियसलाई
and takes two down
1
with a
for
huge
3
Hail Mary into the base. Edward was getting RP no matter what by the end of the day, and now they're going to move on to the Lord.
इजी फो यार इजी फो यार 4-0 यार बरु टिएलपिएच हर्ने भएको भए हुन्थ्यो यार टिएलपिएच एसआरजी यार जो भयो नि हुन्थ्यो बरु त्यो अल्टर इगोले त बेजती गर्यो
Of him and his jungler. A free lord for Aurora. Where else do they go?
I mean, at this point, you just pray and hope. Sit back. Endless Battle finally comes in for Yasuke. The ability to die from Aurora Gaming, the ability to literally go under these towers and secure kills. That's why I say I don't know, because the odds are out there. Possible Hail Mary conceal play.
This is a start. A conceal, but they don't have vision. They don't know where the rest of Aurora are. They're keeping themselves scarce to keep this huge lead.
Here's the question, what do they do even if they found someone up there? What was the play? You're 7,000 gold behind.
Can't kill anyone.
Obvious. You're not going to be able to take anyone out on the
Something
opposite right in your face.
3 years ago in this very arena, it was Sanford making that kind of play under tier 1. Edward does it under base turret.
कस्तो त्यसले गरे त बेजती गरेन भने यार रोलाले अल्टर इगोको
Holy shield up top popped. Down goes the Lord. Alter Ego keep their inhibitors, but lose everything else.
Alter Ego wants to stand a chance here. They
सके
need to
क्या हो
stay put.
त्यस्तै लाग्यो यार भाइ अब सकिन्छ नि जस्तो छ भ्याउँदैन 4-0
Edward jumps back away to the Raven Spider, and now Hijime is shining the light on them.
Yasuke taking a lot of damage as well. It goes down.
Alec standing tall, gonna be taken very low. Domain takes him down. Another mini wave coming in up top. Hijime is the only one left.
उता भन्दा यतै आएको भए हुन्थ्यो कि झुक्सिन यार झुक्सिन बस्नु पर्ने थियो कि किन उता गएको कि झुक्सिन जान्ने भएर झुक्सिन यतै फर्किनु पर्ने होइन त केटाहरू
They've wiped Alter Ego out.
Nino coming up. RP has
भ्याउँदैन
Nino, can he do it? He goes for
बेस मात्र हानिहाल्छ नि यिनीहरूले विनिङ मोमेन्ट अरोरा गेमिङ M7 को विनर है
the age of dominance.
M7 को विनर अरोरा फिलिपिन्स 4-0 पछि फुल डोमिनेट इन्डोनेसियामा तिनीहरूको घरमा चुटेर आयो मायातुरी चुस्दा हुन्छ अल्टर इगोले अब एकअर्काको मायातुरी यस्तो नि खेल्छ
The northern lights flickered. Beautiful, but never enough. Tonight, they don't fade. They burn. Tonight, everything changes. No more choking. No more almost. Aurora, at last, become eternal.
4-0 यार
4 games is all it took.
बरु मलाई अरोरामै हाल्नु पर्ने रहेछ जान्ने भएर 6 गेम हालेको कि जसले जिते नि जितोस् भनेर 6 गेम हालेको नि
Still takes home the trophy. Aurora Gaming still does what everyone thought they couldn't. And look at the boys on stage right now. They're happy. They're ready to lift that trophy.
How many finals have they been in, Leo? How many times have they faltered at the last step? Yue has been all around the world. Edward has been here to hold their ground. Like the missing piece comes home to a World Championship trophy. Demon Kite, a longtime rival of the GOAT, finally becomes a Triple Crown champion. And Domenkite went from just a good gold laner to the best damn gold laner in the world. I believe it's been 4 grand finals for you where he faltered in the final step. Nothing if the 5th rewrites history.
Don't forget about Mr. Consistent Edward, the 2-time champion. And it's been a long time coming. He's been in multiple M series, but has fallen short for so long since M3. And now at M7 gets it.
Let's throw it over to the stage to celebrate our champions.
अल्टरीको मेजको मात्र त गल्ती होइन होला भाइ
one step short.
आज यिनीहरूले गर्यो नै लागु के लागु नै गर्यो आज
Once again, thank you so much to Alter Ego Esports. And ladies and gentlemen, the champions of the world, the Northern Lights, Aurora
मेरो यहाँ 50 मात्रै गयो हेर
From last year's setbacks, the Auroras return to the world stage with lights shining brighter than ever.
The world has seen you rise. Now let them see you claim what is yours.
Boys,
जित्यो भाइहरुले
Aurora Gaming Philippines. You may lift your trophy in a count of 3.
उताल्न लाग्यो गाइजहरु
The trophy
उठाउन लाग्यो है
in 3,
टिमले के
2, 1.
जित्यो रे
Congratulations, Aurora Gaming Philippines.
लम्बे तर कति छिटो उचालिदिएको यार के मजै नआउने गरी उचाल्यो त यार के यो त एमपिएल भन्दा नि सस्तो जसरी पो उचाल्यो त यो एम7 त पहिला त्यो फेकेर चाहिँ उचाल्नु पर्ने यार त्यो फिलिपिन्समै फर्क्यो है निजी जित्यो यार लाउटाहरु
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, to commemorate this historic moment, we would like to welcome on stage Mr. Cloud Zhang, CEO of Moonton Games, to award our
CEO of Moonton Games त खै पो रहेछ यो बुढा हिजो अस्तिदेखि गेम लास्ट ल्याग भइरहेछम्म
to every player, every coach, every voice behind the scenes. This moment makes every sacrifice worth it.
हर्षद मिलाउनु के हो यो मेडल हाल्दिनलाई त्यो आएको मुन्टनको त्यो आएछ नि त सियो मेडल सेडल हालेर चाहिँ अनि त्यो सिल उचाल्न लाउनु पर्ने हो कि कस्तो जेप्पाइ यो कस्तो जेप्पाइदै गरेको हो यिनीहरूले त यो जितेकै मजा नआएको जस्तो गरिदिएर पहिला लगाइदिएर होइन मेडल लगाइदिएर अनि पो सिल उचाल्ने हो त यार फुटबल हेर्दैन क्या हो यिनीहरू सुनकै सिक्री जस्तो छ है मेडलको लागि त्यो सिक्री डोरीको होइन नि सुनकै सिक्री यार अघि फर्स्टमा स्पिच दिएको थियो यसले यो जिमो
Demon Kite in the jungle. Dormant Kite in the gold lane.
फुर्ती लगाएर
Light as a
अब
rover.
सब्स्टिट्युट यो त यो सब्स्टिट्युट होइन नि यो त
And you were in the mid lane.
त्यो सब्स्टिट्युट चाहिँ कहाँ थियो त्यहाँ फर्स्टमै थियो क्या हो ऊ त्यहाँ थियो रहेछ सब्स्टिट्युट
Aurora, show us those shining medals and look at the camera for a quick photo op. This young team has been challenged by fate time and time again, but now, finally, their hard work is finally rewarded with the M-Series trophy. Thank you very much to Mr. Cloud Zhang, CEO of Moonton Games. And now, to immortalize your marks for being champions, let me call on Ms. Cherry Xia, Vice President of Publishing and Esports of Moonton Games,
Vice President
to award your very own Fairy Champions ring. Aurora Gaming Philippines' journey didn't start tonight. It started years ago with a belief and sacrifice. And of course, history has a way of remembering nights like this.
And now their names have become part of the story.
त्यो सुनको सिक्का पनि दिएको
The M7 World Championship ring is made of solid 9-karat gold with a gold-plated silver 925 tribute
सबले
ring.
हातमा
A
लिएर
base,
डायमन्ड
like the
रिङ
fans,
रे
supporting
डायमन्ड रिङ
their
चाहिने
champion. This year,
सबले डायमन्ड रिङ पनि
championship rings are designed with the MLBB fans in mind.
कोचहरुले मात्र होला नि हैन यो
Besides
कोही
the
दिए भयो
teams, therefore, Ferry created this tribute ring to pay tribute to
ए
all
हैन सबैलाई रहेछ सब्स्टिट्युटले पायो
This ring symbolizes dreams,
जसमा यार यो त मैले आयो बस्यो घुम्यो नाच्यो हैन
hard work, and
यति सब्स्टिट्युटमै बसेर यार तर त्यसलाई पनि खेल्न त मन लाग्छ होला नि यार है म यसमा घाइते साइते हुने कुरा हुँदैन
Hey, Cherna, don't you think the rings are so nice? I wish we got one too.
I guess we gotta prep for M8.
Ooh, that's a very interesting one.
M8 मा त म हुन्छु हो त्यहाँ
There we have it. It looks like
M8 मा चाहिँ मलाई चाहिँ डायमन्डको रिङ चाहिन्छ है
on the entirety of Aurora Gaming Philippines. So, please look at the cameras and flex those ring boys. It's time for some quick snaps.
त्यो सब्स्टिट्युटले नि ज्याकेट खोल्नु पर्ने हो कि मुल्ला
Thank you, Miss Cherisha, Vice President, Head of Publishing and
अब अरु के छ अरु के दिनु सज्जै
Now, to present the check, let us welcome
पैसा
Dr. Benoni
पैसा अब चेक
Yesaya Lauhena Pesi, Deputy 2 Executive Chairman of PBS.
Against all odds, Aurora Gaming Philippines contenders to champions and redefined what is
ज्याकेट लगाएर फेरि कोच जस्तो देख्छ नि कोच हो त्यो हैन काम्पियोनोस रिडिम कोड चाहिँ दिँदैन जस्तो छ मोबाइलको चार्ज मात्र
For
सिद्धिन्छ
the sixth straight time, a Filipino team is on top of the MLBB scene.
Defended the title they roared before this match.
नमस्ते
And
समस्ते
now
गरेर
they
छ
did.
पैसा कति छ कति USD को हो त यार
To the champions, you know what to do. Show us your best poses as we do a quick photo op.
Thank you very much to Dr. Benoni Yesaya Lauhena Pesi, Deputy 2 Executive Chairman of PBSI. Finally, to celebrate the player who stood out throughout this best of 7 finale, it is time to award the M7 Finals MVP.
MVP
May we please call on stage Nancy Chai, Head of Global Brand Communication from Realme, to
MCM को
present
MVP
the
को होला त मिलियनमा होला अरे मिलियन त छैन होला मिलियन त छैन साहिल कति $100,000 हो
Tennis Indoor Stadium. Who do you think
त्यहाँ फिलिपिन्समा पैसा 7 मिलियन पुग्छ
MVP?
$300,000 कि कति थियो जस्तो लाग्यो
And the M7 Finals MVP is...
यिनीहरूले पाउने जित्नेले त पाउने होला हैन
The best player from the best team in the world. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Light.
पिक्कु हामीलाई त रिडिम कोडसँग मतलब थियो यार त्यो पनि नपाउँदा यार यसले त के लग्ने भयो यार घरमा ट्रफीहरू
Tennis Indoor Stadium, Senayan, is
त्यहाँ
frantic
केटीहरू
as
अनि
they
त्यहाँ सेल्फी
celebrate
हान्न आइसक्यो
Light
त्यहाँ
as the Finals MVP.
त्यो
Now,
फाइनल
Light,
एमभीपी नि हैन
would you mind taking a picture
ठीक।
once again
सबै
to
गेम भरिको
commemorate
हैन
this
नि हैन
moment?
फाइनल एमभीपी चाहिँ हो ओके
Clutch plays after clutch plays. The missing piece.
अब रोमको स्किन आउने भयो एमभीपी स्किन
Game changer. In his first season with the team, he led them to the top of the world. And of course, Thank you very much to Ms. Lancy Chai, Head of Global Brand Communication from Real. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to hear it from our finals MVP. Light, standing at the very top of the world, where the world can clearly see you. What does this finals MVP mean to you after everything that your team has been through?
It means a lot to me because all I have these past few days, only I can rest is when I get sleep. But when I'm awake, I'm doing all my best, reviewing all the enemy's game. And finally, I get the championship with these guys. They deserve it. We deserve it, all the hard work. Especially to my girlfriend that kept supporting me. And
This is my girlfriend,
instead we don't have a time. He still pushed me to do my best.
Wow. This is definitely a very heartwarming interview. Light, congratulations. You deserve it so much. But Light, this victory puts you among the players with a complete trophy cabinet. MPL Philippines back in Season 9, MSC 2022. And now,
Emotional कर दिया यार त्यसको केटाहरु पनि हेर न इमोसनल भइसक्यो
have to say about your legacy as a player?
I still don't know, but now that I get the MSC and the World Championship, all I want to do is to get it once again and more and more.
Wow! Once was never enough. He wants to do it twice again. And of course, Demon Kite shares the same sentiment as Light, as you guys have been teammates before. How are you feeling right now?
Sobrang saya lang po eh, kasi umiyak na si Dylan. Gusto ko na rin umiyak eh.
Patras dito.
Maraming salamat sa mga sumusuporta yun. Naglalaro lang talaga ako para sa team ko. Kumbaga, buong tiwala ako sa kanila lahat. Yun, thank you lang.
He said he feels like he wants to cry after seeing Light cry. And of course, thank you to everybody who supported them in their journey. He's playing just for the sake of playing with him and his teammates, and he has full support and trust into them.
That's wonderful. We're really seeing the emotions coming through from the players. And now to Yue. After 4 grand final appearances, you have finally secured your very own title, Yue. If you could talk to your former self right now, Yue, what would you say to your former self?
I just want to my previous self, I'm finally a champion!
Finally a champion! A world champion at that!
Edward, it was a bitter moment that last time you were in this stage with this redemption. That is take your second.
त्यो पनि रुन्छ क्या हो जो पनि रुला जस्तो मात्र गर्छ त
Sobrang saya po kasi wala rin nag-expect sa amin dito. And yun, na-full up namin ngayon. And yun. Sobrang saya. Kasi, ayun nga, ikalawang title na namin to and ikalawang title ko na to and walang nag-expect.
He said that he's actually so happy to be here to get his second title because I'm pretty sure everybody knows a lot of people have doubted Aurora Gaming Philippines in their journey and nobody expected them to be at this position. He's just overwhelmed with joy right now.
We can see it. I think everyone is overwhelmed with joy. Even the fans of the building are overwhelmed with joy. And of course, Domenkite, brother. Hello, Domenkite.
Hello.
Throughout your journey, there have been doubts about what you could achieve. Now that you're finally a world champion here at
final जस्तै भएन कि है मजा आएन 4 सुन्न त
ayun nga sa lahat ng doubters simula nung nag-start
ako talaga voiceover धरि गर्न मन नलाग्यो अब
yun nga dahil sa mga lagi kami natatalo and ako yung nababash so parang tinitik ko lang siya take advantage sa akin parang mas maging lesson pa siya sa akin sa mga susunod and syempre yun nga yung nag-motivate talaga sa akin yung mga sinasabi ng tao so parang tinuloy ko lang siya, yun, parang in-inspire din nila ako. And yun, finally, champion na rin.
He said that in his journey, it's never easy. There were so many doubters, and doubters just kept doubting him every time they lost. They would often
ल
look for
भयो
him
भयो
and
रिडिम कोड
bash
छ
him. But
भने
what he
रिडिम कोड
did
दे
instead
छिटो कि
was he used that hate
सिधाउँदा
and
हुन्छ
transformed it into positive energy. It's a
1020
driving
21
force.
22
And now he can
भएको
finally
थियो
say he's
त्यही
a
भने
champion.
जेरोमै उठ्यो
Doming
त्यही
Kite,
भने
paano mo
बेस्ट
gusto
अफ 7
maalala
पो
ng
थियो
mga
त
tao?
यार
How do you want people to remember you?
अब मान्छेहरूले अब मलाई कसरी सम्झ्यो भने मलाई एमएलको बाउ भनेर याद गरोस् न मलाई मै हो च्याम्पियन मलाई म जस्तो कोही छैन म जस्तो कोही जन्मेको छैन अहिलेसम्ममा म डन
Kahit naman hindi nila ako kilalanin, basta
तर
champion ako, okay na ako eh.
हाइट यार केटाहरू जोसमै
He said
जोसमा
that
छ
the
हो
only way for people to truly know you is to be a champion. But you know what? Even if people don't really want to know him, it doesn't matter. He's already a champion. And everyone is witness towards it. Yes, Eterna. And of course, Coach Master the basics. Championships are never won alone, Coach. Is there anyone you and the rest of the team would like to thank?
First, gusto ko munang mag-thank you sa lahat ng players and sa coaching staff and management namin na binigay talaga lahat nila para makarating kami dito. And sa buong boss, sa lahat ng mga boss ng Aurora na nagtiwala sa amin, nagtiwala sa sistema binuo namin. Maraming salamat. And sa lahat ng fans na nandito and mga sumusuporta sa buong Pilipinas, maraming salamat guys. And yan, thank you din and shoutout sa wife ko and sa baby ko si Sky.
He said he would like to thank everybody for trusting the process. His players, the management, the Aurora Gaming family, that they trusted the process after last year and what they could do for the team. Of course, he'd like to thank all the supporters, the family back home, just everybody for being a part of the journey. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The world has seen Aurora's bright light.
May we please invite you to take your trophy once more as you all proceed with the champion walk.
Come near your trophy, boys.
उचाल उचाल रिडिम कोड आउने गरी उचाल त
M7, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. A round of applause once more for your M7 World Champion, Aurora Gaming!
खै त उडाकै पुगेन त त्यो गोल्डन कलरको कागजको टुक्रा त खै सिद्धो कि क्या हो रिडिम कोड कता हुन्छ होइन यहाँ यहीँ दिन्छ भाइ यही लाइभमा दिन्छ रिडिम कोड अनि हामी एमएलमा गएर रिडिम हान्ने हो मैले त अघि 50,000 डायमन्ड पनि जित्यो अब एक हप्ताभित्रमा आउँछ भनेछ त्यसमै खुसी छु म त 50,000 डायमन्ड पर्दिएर यार आज खै
Congratulations once again, Aurora Gaming Philippines. Now please take your trophy with you and commence your champion walk.
Walk proud, boys. You have earned this moment. The world is yours.
Doubts have been shattered. Expectations have been met. And now, the world has seen another champion.
सबजना घर गइसक्यो हेर नि त्यहाँ इन्डोनेसियाकोहरू सिटै खाली खाली भइसक्यो त्यहाँ सब घर गयो सबले मुख छाड्दै गइरहेछ अल्टरीकोलाई
Once again, I am Rose.
सिद्धो त
And I'm Eterna.
रिडिम कोड पाएन
Not done just yet, because the world will see more of our champions. But first, let's show it back to our casters.
यो क्यास्टर्सहरुमा गयो है क्यास्टर्सहरुले दिन्छ कि अनि बसेर के गर्नु त्यही भने बरु घर गएर तातो हैन
Of course, big congratulations to Aurora.
ल भयो क्यास्टर्सहरु तिम्रो पनि घर जा रिडिम कोड दिएर घर जा छिटो
Is emotional with that win. Marco, I heard you were saying something. He was from this one team before. What? I can't put my
It sounds like Kambing, the goat.
Yeah. That's it. Our ex ETR, by the way, my goat, Chen Young. Well, let's hope that one day ETR gets here. But yeah, they're not. That was an amazing event. This is basically just a team that has a style that just could not be broken, Trex. Like, they just ran with it and it's like, yep, it's on you. What can you do?
There was literally nothing Alter Ego could do, honestly. I mean, Aurora Gaming, From that point on, from that final series, it felt like they deserved to be champions from the very beginning. Why did anyone ever doubt them at this point? They felt immortal, 4-0.
The draft
4-0 त मैले already गएको थिएँ बेगो निममा
because I felt like Aurora Gaming just had the formula, and then all they had to do was to tweak some of that. When it comes to like the order,
कालो भुजा कहाँ गयो कालो भुजा च्याटमा आउनु पर्यो के
all of a sudden, Alter Ego had no answer. Even in the last draft, we said they will be trapped into picking the Phobius, and as I said that they did pick up the Phobius. From then on, you know that they were magnets. Alter Ego were magnetized towards what Aurora wanted to play at, and they just executed so properly.
It's just unfortunate because they're basically a shield. And Alter Ego had no more swords to go through that shield.
No, it really was a defined playstyle, a natural phenomenon. When you see those lights, you know that the Earth is still spherical. As soon as it disappears, you know the world is flat, and that's just no way in hell that's possible.
Wait, I'm pretty sure it's not flat. I'm pretty sure it's.
I still see those lights. Hasn't changed.
Spherical.
It's like an egg, I'm pretty sure.
It's spherical is the right
It's a donut,
term.
man.
But
Big spheroid.
did you just say donut?
Donut.
It's a donut.
I haven't had dinner, so I have problems with that. But right now, let's actually talk about the future because after this, it's about regional championship tour. You got Southeast Asia, East Asia, Amur. How do you feel about Amur? Americas.
Yeah, plural.
There's a lot of Americas out there.
More regions for the Philippines to take
It
over
starts. That's actually where it starts next year.
What?
It says it starts. That's where the whole competitive scene is going to start next year.
Wait, so when did they say next year?
East Asia, and Amur.
Wait, so is it 2026 or 2027? Next year's like, wait, hold on. Next year?
Yeah, this year.
This year.
Next month.
Next month, yeah.
In like 2 months.
2 months.
Some might argue at the end of this month, things will start moving.
Yeah, because we even see Thailand having their own MSL,
Yeah.
so really hoping to see a lot coming from there. Wildcards will be in Thailand, and then Istanbul.
Oh my God.
Turkey for M8. Now that's going to be amazing. Have you been to Turkey, Trex?
I have not.
Actually, has anyone
उनीहरूको
been there?
गफ बनाएर राखिरहेछ यार के भने दिँदैन जस्तो छ यिनीहरूले के कुराएरै राखे हो
Istanbul, great
There's a
airport.
song about Istanbul.
You what?
There's a song about Istanbul. I'll show it to you later.
Hey, as a Liverpool fan for football, we won a Champions League in 2005 there. It's called the Miracle of Istanbul, so I hope there's going to be something crazy that happens there in that tournament, M8.
A lot of
यो बच्चाको डान्स हो क्या हो
Turkey again, I guess. For our trophy number 7.
This guy.
Around this time next year.
Around this time next year.
Well, what does this mean, right? Because the tour at the end of the day, I would imagine that the competition gets bigger, but really, what are they fighting for?
I don't know.
Probably for wildcard slots, or maybe seeding, because a circuit will be a circuit of tournaments will be nice when you get like points for you to qualify, because that means that you are rewarded for competing all the time.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that developing regions get a chance to fight for more chances to grow in MLBB esports. Like that's the start of this new year.
And I think we saw in the wild card of this event right here, M7 World Championship, that it got so close, it got so competitive. Heck, the two teams we thought had it in the bag lost in the final stage to Team Zone and to Boostgate. So I'm expecting even crazier stuff to happen as we get more regions into wild card.
No, honestly, like at this point, we should talk about which region we're actually looking forward to see, because at this point,
कोर्सर पनि दिँदैन जस्तो छ यार
so I want to see more of Amir.
I want to see more of Issa and Amar and Amir.
I'd like to
So
see
basically everything
Sidhu,
except
Sidhu.
Southeast Asia.
I want it to go out. Dude,
Yeah,
we're going to Istanbul for MA. We're going out of Southeast Asia. Let's finally get out
लाइभ
of
इन
Southeast
हालिनु
Asia.
पर्यो
Again,
गाइस
right for MA.
रिडिम
How
कोड
about East
दिँदैन
Asia?
यिनीहरूले
I think the MECO regions definitely deserve more. Thailand getting an MSL is a start. I'd like to see one for Laos.
Thailand ले
Laos
MSL
is really
गर्दैछ
good
रे
if you love MLBB. And
Mongolia.
Vietnam.
Oh, I want Mongolia too.
भियतनाम पनि ओके
Whoa, not gonna lie, I don't know geography, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Math is difficult, geography is difficult.
He's only
The
good at
thing
He's
is-
not good students.
No,
Reading
the
board,
thing
reading
is,
board.
I feel like for all of us, as we start our career, we're actually pretty good at maths.
Yeah.
But then eventually, you know what? Probably not that important. Just
I've
go
started
back.
preparing for Turkey. I've been picking up some Turkish.
Oh,
Turkey kazanıyor.
What does that mean?
Turkey is winning.
Oh. I just want to see the cats. I mean, cat guy myself, right?
I love cats.
Love cats too.
It will be a good entirely new time of Mobile Legends, right? Especially with the way that the competitive regions are going to be going. But I still think that there's also other places that we need to talk about, and one of them happened to be in the wildcard state itself. Thailand joining, being part of SEA, which again, if we're taking a case study based on, new regions joining the MLB ecosystem, I think China has given a really good blueprint for it.
And Thailand is a region where there's
Live
already
in London
good
today, guys.
mobile players, mobile gamers.
Very good players.
Gotta
Live
remember,
in
they won the
London,
first ever MSC.
That's true.
I cannot sleep. Thailand.
Here, 2017, Taman Anggrek, about 10-minute drive from here. Am I right?
है
No.
बरु यति
45
कोड दिए नि
minutes.
नदिने हामी बरु छिट्टै हेरेर बसौँ न
All right.
10 minutes by bird.
That was IDNS, so they have a legacy to live up to.
I mean, like, adapting, I don't know, man, because I feel like for most
यो जति नै
regions,
गफ हानेन भने यार
2 years is a lot of time, and I think it's one hell of an investment. That's why I'm glad to
है
see
लाइभ
the
इन
organizations being
हान्नु
shown within
सबै
Thailand.
रिडिम कुरा भने हामी रिडिम हानौँला फेरि है
It's a huge one.
एकैछिनमा सिधाइदियो यार 4-0 सिधाइदियो
I mean, like, at this point, we're just waiting for Aurora to get to
Stadion Madian.
ल है
There
त
you go. Thank you very much.
अहिले भेटौँ
I'm
ल
guessing
हामी
they're getting stopped
फेरि
quite a lot from here to there.
Yeah, a lot of obstacles, even when